Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want, like. Get your body, go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk, like. Straight out the trunk, You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want, like. Get your body, go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk, like. Straight out the trunk, You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want, like. Get your body, go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk, like. Straight out the trunk, You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want, like. Get your body, go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk, like. Straight out the trunk, You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you tune into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. They got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you tune into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. They got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you tune into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. They got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you tune into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. They got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk, You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk, You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk, You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. Get your body go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk, You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking rockin' with the best. Straight out the trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say, straight out the trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want, They got what you want, Get your body to go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say, Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want, They got what you want, Get your body to go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say, Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want, They got what you want, Get your body to go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight out the trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say, Straight out the trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? Well, alright. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want, They got what you want, Get your body to go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to trunk. Straight out the 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 trunk. Can I get a moment of your time? All right. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. Get your body, go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Can I get a moment of your time? All right. Bankhead, I see you, partner. From the interviews to the news to your favorite tunes, you cannot lose when you're tuned into Straight Out the Trunk Radio. Hit me, From the interviews to the news, what's your favorite tune? Straight out the trunk, they got what you want now. Get your body, go to sleep, and when you brush your teeth, when you first wake up, turn your radio up. Straight out the trunk now. Straight out the trunk. You are now listening to Straight Out the Trunk. Put your seat back, turn your radio up. It's Straight Out the Trunk. You are now tuned in and you're rocking with the best. Straight Out the Trunk. Everybody tuned in, let me hear you say Straight Out the Trunk. 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 Straight out the trunk.
And we is here, Share Trunk Radio, Share Trunk PodN, SODTR PodN every Monday night, you dig, 8 p.m. It's your boy Bank of the Name, Share Trunk Radio. Make sure you follow us, SODTR_. Make sure you subscribe, Share the Trunk TV. We got gang in the house today. You feel me? But make sure you follow me personally, Bankhead_the name. We got BTW in the house, Sneaks and Ellie. What it do?
What it do? What it could be?
What it should be. Yeah. I'm gonna get your shit right one day. I'm gonna say it before you say it. You're gonna be like, damn, you heard? Then we got Red Eye in the building. What it do, Red Eye?
Well, people.
We got Rasheed behind the boards and all that. You dig? And we got
a full house.
Full house. But no, we got black entrepreneurship in the house tonight. You feel me? Straight from motherfucking LA. We got Sean Augustine and the team in the motherfucking house. What it do, y'all? We here. It's 1 month from August Fest, so we're going to be talking about that later in the show.
46 days.
Hey, let them know. Hey, let them know. No, it's real. Yes, it's real. It's real. It's a big festival out here. Entrepreneurship, you feel me, independently thrown. So we're going to be talking about it, give some spotlight to it, you dig? 4th of July weekend just passed.
Hold on, you going too fast. Can you introduce the people that's inside
For
here?
real?
And team, but who's August and who's
True.
He got the August Fest shirt on, but he's not August.
One of them is August, and the
I
rest
was
of
going a little
the
too
team.
fast.
Y'all figure it out.
He could have said, hey, this is my team though too, you feel me? So who you got, August? Who you got with you?
I got the whole team with me, man. The whole team.
Team, introduce yourself one time.
I love the sound effects the team brings in.
Right here, music director of August Fest. How y'all doing out there?
Love it, I love it. Also, y'all can talk in the background. It will pick up. So if y'all want to chime in on some things like that, they'll be able to hear y'all. Y'all might not see y'all on camera, but they will be able to
speak about these people all the time.
Okay.
You know, they have been amazing. God sent, heaven sent angels to August Fest, and the dream does not happen without these lovely human beings. So it is an honor not only for y'all to see their face, I don't know how far the camera go, but to hear their voice. Particularly to my left, this is the music director of August Fest. Again, to kind of highlight what August Fest is just a celebration of ultimately independent artists and entrepreneurship. So we have 30 artists, and this man to my left handles that. He runs the stage. He get them on the stage, off the stage, in the parking spots, out the parking spots. He builds a set list. He know the time they going. He's important to the whole maneuver. So it's very important that I brought him here with me today. We got Jewel over there. Shout out to our co-founder. And then we got Chris.
Yeah.
Not only do we have 30 artists, we got 30 vendors.
Yes,
And
sir.
she's in charge. She makes sure she contacts them. She puts them where they're supposed to be, gets all that together. And if you know, entrepreneurship is definitely a hot thing right now. And the real ones come to August Fest, and we invite everybody August 23rd.
You already know. You
Shout out to
already
Chris.
boom, 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 boom. Hey, I don't know. We got any sound effects on my board yet, but we gonna get them things.
Got it. We got it.
We got something. We got something. You
Don't
know.
worry, we a part of it. We got it.
You heard?
We gonna make this sound
But
effect.
shout out team though. You feel me? Because
Team is here, yeah.
something successful is never gonna be
Jewel, Ray,
without
Chris.
a team. You know. And, I have to say shout out to BCW again for joining this podcast on Monday. You feel me? Join this team because it wouldn't be possible without them. So I understand what you're feeling on that. You know, I get it.
I love all this love being given to the team right now. Yes.
Because it's like,
Right? Like,
to be
Love,
real,
yeah.
to be honest, to be truly honest, like, you only go so far as a team,
Facts.
you know, and this team is different, you know, not to put their business out there, but we have some honored by the city deacons and deaconess. Again, we do everything, we highlight and we push God to the forefront. So everything that we do is blessed. Not only are they deacons, but they're also coaches. You know, so that underlines and highlights and implements and reminds us all the time how team is one of the most valuable things you could do to get whatever championship you're going for. You know what I'm
I
saying?
hear that.
Yeah.
That's real. Hey, no, amen to that. You gotta have some blessed people, some saved people on your side. You feel me? I like that.
I fucks with that.
Hey, do y'all pray? Do y'all pray before August Fest start? Like, you know, y'all said that prayer right?
Man, we pray before we do anything, whether it's on the road, whether it's a show, whether we do auditions, whether it's August Fest, whether we just in the house. Just Sunday, we take communion together. You know what I'm saying?
First Sundays.
That's something that we take near and dear to our hearts because we do life together outside of August Fest. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that each other is covered. We want to make sure that everybody is doing the things that they need to do so the blessings can keep flowing as they have been.
I respect that. I like that. I like that.
Speaking of blessings, it seems like y'all got a sponsor sitting behind y'all. What's that y'all got right behind you?
Hey, we got some. What it is? Leaf tubes?
They not only gonna sponsor August Fest, we gonna make sure
King Paul.
they sponsor straight out the trunk too. We're not playing with that.
Yeah,
there
let
we
them
go.
know.
We spend too much on Swishers.
We are
And Grovelese.
King Palm in the building,
King
shout out.
Paul. Hey, I like these.
One
And
of the-
they fit, you gotta fill it up too. Ooh.
it take the roll out the whole shit. They gave us every flavor, you know, but ultimately shout out to King Palm. What makes King Palm so important is, again, shout out to Chris, we celebrate 30 entrepreneurs, you know, that ideally, if they're not already, we want to get that popularity and the impact that a brand like King Palm has. So to have them believing in us 2 years straight, they stood by our side 2 years straight, and the bag got bigger this year. That package got way bigger this year. So for them to stand by us and do all the things that they've been doing, we can't not take them with us. You know, and not only that, they need to be, since they believe in us, I know what y'all got going here, what y'all got building here. Everything that we do, is accessible and resourceful. So if you could believe in me, you could believe in my brother, you could believe in my partner, you could believe in my friend. Anybody that believe in us, we promoting y'all and we gonna lift y'all to the highest power. And they were one of the first first, not only this year but last year, to sponsor us and believe in us and stand by our side with this August Fest.
Hey, I love that. I love that. Shout out King
Shout out
Palm.
King Palm, man.
Hey, I do like King Palm. I love them things, man.
Yeah.
I think the first time I smoked a King Palm, I think I rolled that shit with the paper inside. I didn't know what I was doing. And Trap was like, nigga, what are you doing? What are we smoking? Like, nigga, we smoking a King Palm right here. He's like, did you take the paper out? I said, what paper?
What paper?
Yeah, I fucked up. I had a bad experience my first time I ever smoked a King Palm, but after that, it's been
like,
lovely. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I
All
fucked
good.
because you got you have to grind the weed fine as fuck and then stuff it in there. I just broke it down by hand, so it was like big chunks of weed and this shit. So it was
He said it
burning
didn't work out.
unevenly and all that. That was
First
like,
time I did
fuck.
it, that was me too.
I think they
It's
got
all good.
grinders too, but
It's all
shout out
good.
to King Palm. We love you, King
Shout
Palm.
out King Palm.
King Palm.
Thank
Hey, so this past weekend was basically 4th of July. People still popping fireworks till today. You know, what's some people's favorite foods on 4th of July? Did y'all eat? Did y'all celebrate it? Or did y'all say, no, I'm taking this holiday off because it's not my
Did you
holiday?
say did y'all eat?
Yeah,
Nah,
did y'all eat?
we fasting on 4th of July. It just seemed like a good idea.
What's your barbecue plate?
Bruh, I wanted to go to Woody's to get some barbecue, and I fucked up and went on the 4th of July.
Nah.
When I got there, it was no parking. I had to park around the block, and that's how I found out the line was around the block.
Hey, you still got the card?
Hell nah.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm like, let me sit in my car and call in. We're intercepted call-ins, and it's like it's a 45-minute wait with the 2-hour waiting line. I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna go get me some fish.
Shout out to Fish.
Shout out to Fish.
Yeah, I went to Plaza Fish Market. Shout out. It's on Crenshaw and Slauson Shopping Center. They got some bomb ass fish and shrimp.
That's not big fish.
That's called Plaza Fish Market.
Plaza Fish, yeah.
They got the jumbo shrimp platter. I got that shit. Bomb as fuck.
I had a very interesting meal on 4th of July, but he's a chef. So did you have anything cool? Because I had a very cool meal.
I just needed a hot link and some mac and cheese. I'm good.
Hey, Red, next time you need a barbecue fix, bro, just call me.
Okay.
All right?
I got you.
Call me. But yeah, I had definitely an interesting 4th of July meal. Started off with salmon, links, chicken, steak.
The protein up. Like, damn.
We like protein.
Oh, you
Oh, I love bro. Damn.
Oh, you barbecue like how my pops used to
Oh,
barbecue.
man, it ain't no other way, man. Once you
He's
choose,
like,
you
fuck
gotta
the
do it
traditional.
up.
You got the gourmet shit.
Yeah, man, for sure. And then the sides, you know, nothing too fancy. Red beans and rice, cabbage, cornbread.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? just
Not too fancy.
You know what I'm saying?
And you said you cook all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too fancy. Nigga, I thought you were gonna say my grandma helped. You know, my auntie came in through. Nah, nigga, that's fancy there, nigga.
I'm really proud. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Shout out to Chris. You know, she definitely helped with some of those dishes. You know what I'm saying? So.
Coming soon to a Taco Tuesday near you.
Nah, so for me, I actually did my practice shit. You know, this weekend did some ribs. I ain't never barbecue ribs before, so our practice they actually came out decent. I give them like a good 7.6, you know, something like that.
Did they fall off the bone?
Yeah, was
No, they
falling
didn't.
off the
That's what I'm saying. They wasn't perfect. They wasn't perfect.
The cooking was hard. It was his first time cooking with like actual wood, so it's kind of hard. You can't like turn that up or turn it down.
Yeah, you gotta
You
just
gotta,
like
yeah,
stoke it.
at a time he was like he took the wrist completely off and would like try to turn off the fire so it would go down and then put them back on. Like,
And then the
like he
juices start
tried. He
dripping on
was
in front of the fire
definitely
back.
he was working. He was in there. You know, it was.
Hey, first time though. Hey, no.
Yeah, I didn't do charcoal. I did it with the wood smoker. You know, shit
Best
like
way to
that.
get them to fall off the bone: butter, brown sugar, wrap it in foil, and let it sit for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't wrap it in foil. I just put that motherfucker right there. I was doing it.
He said, "Fuck it, we had the fire going in the backyard."
I never
We
done
live in
that.
an apartment, mind you, so we had a wood fire going on in our apartment backyard. Like, it was fun.
Wow.
It was fun. Yeah.
But we did it. You
Made
know,
it
we had the
happen.
baked beans, macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
You know,
Corn that you didn't eat.
Yep, the corn. Every shit. See, I don't eat corn. So.
Corn on a cob
Yeah,
or
it was corn on the cob.
on a cob.
Yeah, it was grilled on the fire too.
Ooh, you don't need that type of corn, bruh.
You know me, I don't eat vegetables, so when it comes to that, I gotta get the
I don't
mayo
eat
with the
vegetables.
chili, the
Crazy.
butter, and all that shit. That's the only way I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, he'll eat like
You
a
really
little
don't eat
corn.
vegetables?
But that's
Nah, I
it.
don't eat vegetables.
What the-
Potatoes. We'll eat
Like,
potatoes.
what's the your diet right, man.
We eating greens now, baby.
I'm about to say you don't eat greens, collard greens.
No.
College?
Oh, bruh.
Nah.
Good.
That means somebody made
All right,
you no
Snake.
good
Yeah, we
collard
gon'
Nah,
get you on
I just
the.
don't eat it. I don't.
I know when we back. I know what I'm about to do. You gotta eat all.
See, I grew up on the go. So for one, Southern food really didn't catch my appetite too much like that. So like I just got into like the most I can do is grilled. If it wasn't fried, it had to be grilled. But I don't do baked chicken. I don't do boiled chicken. I don't do none of that. I don't do chitlins. I don't do greens. I don't do string beans. I don't like.
Chitlins and chicken in the same
I don't-
sentence.
No spinach.
I don't do no spinach. I don't do no macaroni salad. No potato
If it's stuck
salad.
into a salad, little bit of spinach. So like if it's
I don't do pasta salad. Nigga, I'm not doing no melon. I'm not doing
You
no
are raising a
cantaloupe.
little 6-year-old. God damn. I feel bad for you, Ellie. Like you like eat, nigga, eat. Just eat this shit.
So that's the cool thing. Like for the
If it's
first
not a
like 12 years of our relationship, that was absolutely it. But now he cooks too. So it kind of helps out now. You know, it helps
So he
out.
cooks what he likes. Then he's like, y'all eat this.
Yeah.
Shit, I mean,
We have a limited menu in our home. Our home is like
I had the
teriyaki chicken,
best
teriyaki
4th of
steak.
July menu. Like after all y'all saying that, like I had the best meal.
I believe
Like I
it.
said, I just needed a hot
We're not
lemon, some mac
arguing.
and cheese.
I believe it.
I had a chalupa, y'all.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait, I thought he ate with him. Never mind.
No,
I'm
and
arguing.
that's a great question because how I got the chalupa makes the chalupa so amazing, right?
Yeah.
I got a hand delivered chalupa in the movie theater by my business partner. We went to go see Jurassic Park as a team, and she handed me out of her beautiful Augie bag a chalupa in the movies. I'm eating popcorn and I get a chalupa. And if you know me and chalupa, we hand in hand, we finger in finger. Pause. But I got a chalupa mid-movie. So I just want to shout out to my business partner for risking the whole, you know what I mean? You risked your life just to bring me a chalupa in the theater.
Side and shit, the flakes.
So it's really the thought. It's really the thoughtfulness.
You ain't never snuck food in the theater before?
Nah, man.
That's great. What's the craziest food you ever snuck in? I snuck.
Nah, y'all be sneaking shit in the theater?
I snuck a large pizza in the movie.
Nah, man.
Like, did you
Because I want
Pizza.
I want
No, you're wild.
Let me tell you how.
You're wild, Ray.
I definitely gotta hear this, Red. Like, how did you do that?
Me and my homegirls
Nah, I get it somewhere.
went to the movie theater and we stopped by Domino's and got pizza. I got these big ass Ziploc bags and just broke it up and we slipped it in person. We just walked on through.
This nigga is really from the inside.
Large pizza. You might as well just pay the 8 when it's there. It's like 14.
Nah, you don't might as well do that. I'm talking about if you get the pizza and get the pizza
gotta
in.
get the
The pizza, the drinks, and if you want popcorn, some
I
candy,
need to know. Did you put it in a?
Yeah, the pizza
Was it in
was
a
on this
box
side.
store, or did you like break it down and put it in?
He
like
said
in
he
a
broke it
Ziploc?
down in a
I put it in a
Ziploc.
Ziploc.
But where did you put the Ziplocs?
It was like I put like a couple of pieces in like 2-3 Ziplocs. We slipped them in a purse and we walked down through.
Our
So
person.
you knew when you was leaving the house, y'all was going to Domino's before
I
you
saw
was
the
going
pizza
to.
in places.
Okay, so
that
you
I-
brought the Ziploc. You was like, Nick, where'd you get Ziplocs at?
I was ready for bro. Like, yeah, I know my shirt. It was free empty. He wasn't gonna pay for no theater food.
The purse is cool. The purse is cool.
Hey, smuggling pizza.
Yeah, we had to. We planned on it. We planned that shit.
Hey, but if my girl ain't really willing to risk to still stick some shit in, I can't be with you. You feel me? I need you to stuff in some whatever I put in, because I ain't paying no them prices.
Just buy this shit there. It's too much work.
I feel like I shouldn't have to take out.
What is the work about it?
Fucking
They don't care. Them employees don't care.
Literally, the only work is tearing the pizza
But you
apart
gotta put
and
effort
putting it in
into
the bag.
breaking this shit up and stuffing
You
it.
gonna break it up when you eat it anyway. You gonna just take a whole pizza, fold it in half, take a bite.
We just need 3
Just get the
bags.
pizza there.
Yeah,
No,
three bags,
no,
no
no,
first.
no,
Get the
no,
personal
no,
pizza
no,
each bag.
A little personal pizza, you're still gonna be hungry.
3 bags.
You gotta get the glizzy.
Look, fuck it. Ain't got a hot dog.
allergic to hot dogs.
Fuck
You
it.
allergic to
Fuck it,
hot
ain't got a
dogs?
Hot dog, nope.
Man, you a real man
Nope.
right there. That nigga
He is allergic to hot dogs. He told me that.
Now, I've
Who's
never
allergic
heard
to hot
that in my
dogs?
life.
I ain't
What
never
is
heard that
it?
either.
What's in hot dogs that you're allergic to?
The nitrates.
What?
The nitrates that people preserve.
Anybody get allergic to hot dog?
He allergic to hot dogs.
I'm curious, what
like
in a hot
that.
dog are you allergic to?
Nitrates.
Nitrates.
Oh,
You
the
just hear?
nitrates that preserve the hot dog.
He has an answer.
It
beefront.
I don't mean
Nah, he can't have one glizzy.
That's
nigga
crazy.
said-
So every
No
glizzy
glizzies
you
allowed.
got is like a gram of weed.
No, it's like a quarter gram of heroin, nigga.
You on the wrong drug.
Oh, I'm on the wrong
You're on the wrong
drug.
drug.
Shit.
That's
So you
opium
shooting
and heroin. There you go.
Oh,
Keep shooting up hot dogs.
I've never like really like gauged how much I could take. I found out I was like if that I found out about that condition when my dad got me a hot dog from Costco and I only ate half of it and I was almost about to pass out.
Damn.
They are to die
So
for.
my dad took me to the hospital.
Oh,
Yeah,
he did not.
you can't eat hot dogs, bro.
No, you really can't eat glizzies. That's
But
crazy.
you know what's fucking funny?
You love them?
I can eat a hot link with no fucking
What
problem.
the
That's cool.
fuck?
That's cool. They different.
Hey, man, I'd rather have a
no
hot
problem.
dog than a hot dog.
I'd rather have
Nah,
a
glizzy-
pause. I'd rather have a hot ground dog too.
So all
Pause.
beef glizzies?
I need my glizzy to be paused. My hot link to be
Oh.
spicy. You heard?
Nah.
Spicy dog.
I need a spicy hot link.
Give me mild on a good day.
You said what?
Mild.
Mom, I need the spice. I need spicy.
I'd rather take a mild chicken link.
Toppings on the hot link?
Green onions on that joint.
Yeah,
I
hate
just need
niggas
some
like
goddamn
you.
mustard and barbecue sauce. I'm Gucci.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm good with the barbecue sauce or some
And some
ketchup.
chips and barbecue on it, put them on top. I'm good.
Throw the mayonnaise
I'm
on the
saying,
bun.
bro,
We ain't one.
You don't put cheese on it?
We ain't got to, but you
Nah,
can.
cheese on a hot link? Never.
Yeah.
Cheese on a hot link? Nah, that's
My
too
back
much.
big.
Some sharp cheddar.
Ooh, I never did a chili cheese hot
You
link
gotta put that
before.
cheese in first too, and then the
A chili
Yeah, you
cheese.
gotta let
I
that.
never did a chili cheese hot link before.
You ain't never cooked that, huh? Oh, you forgot you from the valley.
Nah, I done it.
You ain't never took the hot link and sliced that motherfucker down the middle,
Oh,
huh?
for sure, always.
Oh,
I
you
made a
ain't do the
sandwich.
cheese on it?
I made a sandwich, yeah.
You put cheese?
No, I don't put the cheese on it. If I make a sandwich, I'm just putting, like I said, like mustard and barbecue. I ain't putting nothing else on there. Just eat it just like that. You heard?
I don't put cheese on everything.
No, I can't put cheese on my.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it out
Say like
though.
Frank
What type of
sauce.
cheese? Mexican cheese or the little
Nah, nigga, I'm really
That little crab
particular.
slice.
Crab
you know what I'm
slice?
saying?
I'm really
Oh, yeah,
particular.
That white cheese.
I fuck with that Sargento.
Ooh.
I don't want you to fuck with
Sargento or
nothing.
Boar's
though.
Head.
If you can't fuck with hot dogs,
You real bougie.
I really
For
want
real,
you
I
to
ain't
get
going to
vegetable.
I'm not going to no
This brings
counter.
us to a question, a very important question that we were arguing about just last night. Okay, everybody except the ones who were on the phone call last night. What kind of wafer do you use in your banana pudding?
Vanilla wafers.
No,
Thank
time
you.
out, time out.
Thank you.
Time out, time out.
That's not
a question.
That's some valley
That's
shit.
one question.
I told you that was valley shit.
What type of cookie?
Thank you.
What type of cookie do you put in your banana pudding?
Have you ever
Have
tried?
y'all had chestnut in your banana pudding?
I've seen it, but I
Is it better than a vanilla wafer?
Low key, they do hit so hard.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you.
It's that
Are you from the valley to know that?
Banana pudding though?
It's that shortbread that.
The Red Eye sister makes some shit, so that's how I
Yeah,
do
she makes
about
the
it.
banana pudding cups and she uses the chestnut. And I feel like the
She is
shortbread
feeding red eye. She knows to make sure to get the good quality shit. Come on, man. We going with vanilla wafers.
This new generation in 2020.
We going with-
Somebody at the door.
Is that big nigga? JB?
Oh, it's
It is
right.
JB.
Shit, my bad.
I just don't like. I don't open the door.
No, I can get it.
Got it?
I can get it. Y'all keep talking.
As long as we good, you know.
But it's not bougie. It's just like a new age way of making banana pudding.
Nigga, we ain't
Why we
putting
gotta
that much money.
reinvent banana pudding?
Cause like,
Oh no.
so
But
do you
then-
put bananas in your banana pudding?
Facts.
You're supposed to. It's banana butter.
Banana
You
pudding.
just use banana pudding, don't you? Like from the pack and shit, and
I've
then
tried somebody that just use banana
you put
pudding.
like
I'm like, I
water
like
and
bananas
some
in it.
powder,
That's just
and then you mix that up, and then
Yeah.
you put some of those cookies on there.
No, they use vanilla wafers.
See, this is all like a knockoff. This is a knockoff banana pudding.
Yeah, I like bananas in my banana pudding.
If you're gonna make banana pudding, you better make that bitch from scratch.
You're supposed to. But
in the box.
I think the craziest thing that we brought into when I was a kid, my people they snuck in Jack in the Box. I'm talking about the tacos and every shit. We got the bags and we went in with the Jack in the Box, like straight full orders. What you want? What you want? What you want? All right, put the motherfuckers in a purse. Put that motherfucker underneath your arm. And we walk up in that bitch, and it's like 8 of us. We just in there. Hey, pass that down. Pass that down. So it's like the pizza wasn't that crazy when I heard him say pizza.
See?
Look, the only hard part about that was trying to get quickly from the restaurant to the movie
business back in the day, you know. Hometown buffet, it ain't even. I don't think it's in business no more.
Nah,
you feel me?
it's done.
You know,
Like,
so but yeah, we used to go there and get. We used to bring
R.I.P. the
to-go
hometown
plates.
buffet. That was
Yeah,
they were
that was
all right. They were cool.
Long live
Struggle
hometown
plates.
the only
buffet.
place you can lie about your age and get a discount.
Man, they really let you get away with lying about your age.
Like you 10 right now. Like that's.
He's 7.
They did not give a fuck.
All right, we gonna move it on. Everybody put their hands up. Everybody got their 10 fingers.
Fucking foul. Nah,
Everybody had a safe 4th of July. Everybody's responsible with their fireworks.
Let's see your 10.
Let me see your 10. Everybody, let me see your 10. Let me see your 10. All right, raise them up. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Digits to save.
I'm just saying, because everybody's seen what we seen.
What are
All
you
I
saying?
gotta say is karma is a bitch, so I'm not talking no shit.
I'm not talking
I'm not
shit
making
either,
no
but
fun.
thing
I'm not
is,
being a part of
all right,
none of that.
Everybody seen what happened this past weekend on 4th of July. Everybody seen
Multiple instances.
Faux extras. The viral sensation, media personality, no jumper, the hoods to himself. He had fireworks and he didn't throw it. It blew up in his hand when he lit it. The reason why I was laughing at it is
Why the
because
fuck was you holding it that long?
the reason why I was laughing at it is because all the shit he was talking
With a
about.
5-second
One
fuse.
mic.
Sorry.
All the shit he was talking about in his prior videos of that day. He's gonna terrorize somebody else's life. He's gonna blow somebody else's house up. He's gonna blow somebody else up. And I always preach, words are power. And what happens with that?
He never said somebody, outside the house, he never said he's gonna blow somebody up. He said,
Oh, throw that somebody.
niggas gonna get blown up today.
He told that
He said somebody getting
He just so happened to be the nigga that got blown up that
No, but
day.
still, words is power.
Yeah.
Words is power, and you was trying to be be destructful on somebody else, and you see what happened, and it came back to yourself. I hope he gets a fast recovery. I hope the surgery went well, but it's just like, yo, now I feel like slow down, slow down.
So that makes me so scared because honestly, like, I know you're like, oh, how? But off the top of my head, I can think of so many scenarios. Like, you know, you're sitting here, let's say you're sitting in the car and you're trying to just throw it out there and that's how you make it pop or whatever the case. But for whatever reason, it falls inside the car. Now you're trying to get it out. And by the time you get it out, you still got it in your hand. Let's say you sitting here outside and it's for some reason it went way too close to your car. You're like, oh no, let me try to get that shit out the. Oh fuck, I couldn't get it out the way. There's so many scenarios that
Boom,
could happen.
fingers flying.
Where
That
this shit.
happen.
I have a kid. For me, it's like, oh hell no, my kid's way too close to the. Oh shit, like, you know, it's just too many things that can
grown-ass
happen.
man, but also there is faulty fireworks.
Yes,
out
I've
there.
dealt with faulty
There is
fireworks
faulty
before.
fireworks. Hey, shout out Kevin Gates though. He did visit him in the hospital, so Kevin Gates being a real one for that. You know, I don't know how they got connections, but that's pretty cool though.
I just think after growing up, like playing with fireworks and shit, I knew when to stop. Cause I'm irresponsible as fuck. I knew when to stop.
You're an arsonist.
I was gonna say you stopped with fireworks, but you kept bringing up shit. I'm like, what the fuck kind of logic is that? I stopped burning fireworks. I started burning backpacks.
I just want to chime in on that real quick because I'm not really hip on full extras. I don't really know much about, bro. But what you said about words are power, that is so true. And we kind of take it for granted a little bit, and we definitely need to be reminded. And we need to be reminded right now because we're in a time where our words are so powerful, we're going to start reaping the benefit or the detriment right away. So it doesn't surprise me that before something like that happens, he was kind of talking crazy, if that's the story, allegedly. You know, so what I do challenge myself often and what I challenge anybody around me to do is to choose times where you do speak positive because we do need to see more positive things happen, not only in our own personal life, but as a community, in our podcast, in our creative spaces. So watch the things that you say because whatever you say is going to become right in your hand, my nigga. And it may be a firework or it may be $1 billion. It's up to you, you know?
That's facts. That's real. I got a whole brand called Words is Power, you know, so.
Come on.
What do you guys think about the whole conspiracy that they say that there's like, what was it, Rich Trapper that was putting that out, where he was like, there was somebody in the park that was doing voodoo or some type of ritual. Let me not say it was some type of ritual.
607
Yeah, he was doing some type of offering offering and ritual and stuff, and that's why it led to the, I guess, an unfortunate event.
I don't think that's the case of that. I think it was just an unfortunate situation. He bought some faulty fireworks or some fireworks that was old, and
dude was
he was
coincidentally in the same part.
Irresponsible. He was careless, a little careless.
So if you think the nigga has some faulty, if you feel like he has some faulty fireworks, why are you speaking the way you speaking about it? Because you seem like you making it come out like he was just stupid.
Well, yeah, you still are stupid. China are still. You still blew your fucking hand up.
I hope this isn't one of those clips that ages badly.
I hope so. No.
I don't think it's gonna.
I was just trying to give him a way out right there to fix it. He's like, nah, he's standing on it. I'm glad you're standing on it.
I am standing on it because what? What did I say wrong?
Nothing. You ain't saying nothing wrong. You do what you do.
I word then. I'm just saying because of what?
I'm just confirming if that's how you felt. That's all.
Hell yeah, I felt.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
I feel bad for him at the same time. Words is power, nigga. Like, this is what you get, nigga. You trying to be destructive on somebody else's life, somebody else's property. This is what happened to yourself.
That nigga was making
This is what God
contact.
did. God says, no, nigga, slow down. I'm gonna do it to you.
I definitely get your
Salud.
standpoint on that. But a lot of times, let's just call it what it is. A lot of us gonna use safety when it comes down to fireworks. It's like, oh, we got this stem, and we can light it and throw it in time. Well, if you're using like a torch, that's gonna catch real quick, and it's gonna catch in the middle of that firework. So you know what I'm saying? If you lighten it that close, of course it's gonna go off quick. So let's do what it's meant to do, put it on the ground, and light it and run away. You see the effects from afar instead of up close, and then that's the result of blowing your hands off.
Yeah, outside of him having his hand blown off, there was also another individual whose face was partially blown also, like from his chin through his lip all the way up to his eye, to his forehead. So it was like
From the same situation?
It was bigger than just him and his hand. So it was like, I'm not gonna sit here and downplay the situation and call him stupid because we don't know what the situation was, since he was so close to a whole other individual that it was impacted that person too, which is his homie. I don't think that was a case of what he wanted to happen. So I think something happened to make that happen, but we wasn't there for us to know. We don't know what it is. You know, a mistake was happening. It was a dumbass mistake to be had. Yeah, but I'm not gonna call him none of that.
My son got hit with a projectile last year, like less than an inch under his eye.
See, that's my.
You know, at the homie house, whatever, doing fireworks. Go to a fireworks show.
Exactly.
Let these professionals do that. You know what I'm saying? Because we be having fun, yeah, but we tend to let shit go the wrong way. And we could lose fingers, lives, eyes, and some more shit because it's just a lack of using shit the right way, like you said. And so, since we can't get it together, nigga, finger after every year is somebody.
LED.
Every year, bro.
LED fireworks.
That shit was
Every
humbling.
year.
That shit was humbling.
We gotta find another way to celebrate. You know what I'm saying?
I live in Orange County, so I damn near came down here and bought a couple like M80s just to show the neighborhood kids what they was, because they was like, "What is?" I talked about it like
I'm
last
saying,
month.
what is
They
the
like,
point?
What is that?
That would have
Why do
absolutely
you need
been
to
for
show the
himself.
kids?
That would have absolutely been for himself though, because our son is like me. Our son is like, he likes a tiny ass little, like one of the cones. Lights it as soon as it lights, he's running. Like he
My
is back
nigga,
before
we're
that
not
shit
responsible
started
enough for
sparkling.
fireworks. Nigga,
As a kid,
clip that. We're not responsible enough for fireworks.
Clip
nigga.
that.
Go to the fucking show.
As a kid growing up, we used to play with these on a regular. Like I was telling my wife, I don't even know where the fuck we got them from. I don't even remember how we got them, but
He said, but they were
getting an M80 was normal. Like we was able to get these as kids. So like we used to actually get these, and if they ran out of M80s, we getting Piccolo Pete's, busting them down, put them into a little plastic bag, put it in a 2-liter bottle, and making bombs. So it's like, this is what we was doing at 8, 9, 10 years old. So when we was talking about it out here in Orange County, I'm like, oh, let me show you something. But I'm glad I did it because I forgot how dangerous these things actually was, and I can't believe we was playing with
Well
this shit.
said.
I can't believe it.
Back in Mexico, you know how you got the candy ladies out here in LA? When it's during that time, September 16th, around that time, you got the fireworks ladies. So literally, any old lady goes and stocks up on fireworks, brings it to her house in her little neighborhood, and everybody can come and buy whoever the hell wants to buy. Kids, adults, whatever. And she's got the professional fireworks and everything if you want to buy it. I didn't like it when I was there either. I got scared as shit. This shit is dangerous.
We used to have Roman candle fights when we was kids.
They still do that.
It's all funny when somebody get hit in the face.
Yeah, man, or somebody bush catch on fire.
You got it in the face?
Yeah, I had a scar. Like,
Fuck.
down July 26th.
We're going
LV
down when?
Studios.
What is it? When is it?
July 26th. Taste
July
the Beats.
26th, Taste the Beats.
We got 6 producers pulling up, making beats under 15 minutes. LV Studios, gonna turn it up. Rappers pull up. It's gonna be a cipher at the end on all the beats. We're gonna have some wings. We're gonna have some liquor by pregame. We're gonna sell that shit by ourselves too, some on the side. Let's see what else we got in that thing. You feel me? It's really an underground studio. So if y'all know where underground studio is, then LV Studios inside the underground studios on the opposite side. Shout out my man Twizzy. We gonna be in that thing. You heard? But yeah.
Hey, Twizzy, that's my brother.
Oh, word.
Like, that's my brother.
That's lit.
So the fact that that's tied in, like, it's all kind of full circle type thing, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So,
yes, sir.
Shout out to Twizzy on that, man, for sure.
Yeah,
for
So
sure.
make sure y'all pull up because y'all. That's also another opportunity where y'all can promote August Fest there too because that's gonna be another great day. Another couple of sponsors gonna be out there, and a lot of great dope artists gonna be out there as well as producers. It's really a producer event, but you're gonna run into everybody out there. So it's just another networking opportunity. Make sure y'all pull up. It's in downtown LA.
What's the date?
And when was that again?
July 26th. It's
Okay.
going down July 7 p.m. to 11
We'll put
p.m.
that on the calendar for sure.
Yeah.
7 p.m.
Y'all got wings too?
Yeah, we're gonna have wings there. Yeah, the wings gonna have 4 different flavors.
You got wings,
We
you
got
got
tacos the first
alcohol.
one, JB. Hey, we got JB in the motherfucker.
Bro, that's not who I think it is.
Part of the first Taste of Beats. He was part of the first Taste of Beats. Yeah. So if y'all want, y'all know each other?
Man.
Wait, you know him too?
He know everybody, Layla. I love it.
Bro, like, yeah.
right there, man. What's the deal, man?
We used to throw parties.
They said no
Oh,
Clark.
brotherly love here. I love it.
Good to see you, man. You know all is well. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know he was here.
Nah,
Oh, that's funny.
we seen a big shadow.
I didn't grew my hair out, niggas.
Okay.
Are you still a Patriot fan? Is the question. Of course. Okay.
We
But
seen,
yeah,
I
JB,
seen
pull
the big
up so you
shadow,
can get
but I
some of
didn't know that
these
was my
wings,
man.
Bro, actually, you still want me to judge?
Yeah, so he gonna be one of the special judges, you know? So it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, a previous participant will be here judging
Video.
July 20. What?
July 26th, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. is going down. Taste of Beats once again.
And if y'all didn't hear it, Wings will be in the building.
Y'all know the person that you gotta check in right here. So can you schedule it in, please? Can you make sure that they are there that day?
Hey, Jewel, definitely make
Perfect.
sure.
Thank you.
Stay
Since she
there.
approved it, that means it's actually going on the schedule because they're gonna forget as soon as they leave.
Yeah. Same spot. I just seen you Thursday. Easy call. All right, we're gonna move it on next to the What's on My Playlist. So everybody in the room that's on the mic, I need y'all to tell me what y'all listening to, and it can't be yourselves. I need one artist which y'all been listening to, y'all been bumping recently, and it can't be yourselves.
I'm gonna start it off with Sean Auguste.
Okay. What, that's it? What name of the song?
That's it. We can't tell y'all that yet.
Okay. Okay. Sean August, what you got? What's on your playlist
I
over there?
can't name me.
You can't name yourself.
That's kind of hard.
I cannot name Sean August. In iTunes.
You can't do that damn big commercial.
Spotify.
Commercial. He said, say it again.
Hey,
Like you couldn't say it.
R&B music. If you're looking for that, y'all love birds. All right, no, real shit though.
Yeah, real shit.
Real shit, because I am an artist, and to be an artist, you have to study. Can I be real?
Be real.
Only thing I've been listening to lately is Drake.
Like old Drake?
That's not all you.
Drake.
Old Drake or new Drake?
All Drake.
We definitely gonna be talking about that new Drake song in a minute, you know?
All
Drake?
Drake, my nigga. And we in LA, niggas.
Yeah.
And we right here.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I do not speak for nobody on the August Fest. See, when I talk,
Is he gonna get jumped?
I
in the
listen to
car?
Drake though.
Is he gonna get jumped in the car?
I be on my Drake shit, nigga. Real talk.
Hey, we be drinking and driving.
Draking and driving.
Oh, she did not say that.
Damn.
These niggas.
Welcome to August Fest. Here we go.
Y'all need to make a song called
knock
Drinking
on
and
wood. That was a
Driving.
joke.
That'd be fine.
No, I'll be listening to Drake a lot.
No problem. I listen to Drake too, but just not recently, you know?
That's yeah.
Not recently. But are you listening to him because I know it's good music, but are you listening to him for like motivation and
No, like really, bro. Like
studying him as well still?
everything, bro. That nigga really got a line for everything, especially if you got hoes. If you got bitches and shit, if you got money, you got creativeness, you doing some shit. My nigga Drake will minister to you. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that.
We not gonna make it competitive. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna versus. But I'm just saying, my nigga Drizzy be Drizzy.
All right. I ain't mad at that. Hey, what's on my playlist? What's on my playlist is Motown playlist.
You gotta relax.
Nigga, if you can listen to
But I hear
you
you
can listen to
too.
Motown.
Like before y'all
Iconic.
before the show, like I figured
In the summertime though, it's
No,
crazy.
Summertime.
I listen to
Motown in the
morning,
weather.
driving, like bruh. Like I figured out how to get into my zen before shows now. Like I
Okay, respect.
put on that Motown playlist, like my shit just calms down. You feel me? Like
I'm about to be listening to Motown for the next. All right, I'm about to.
you just go and it puts you in a good mood. Like it's a good vibe, makes you happy, your soul happy. Like it don't like you 70s, yeah. Like I don't remember that interview Kanye talked about. I think on a drink show.
Don't trigger
when
me.
he talked about the 808s, when he talked about the 808s and how that shit like erupts your soul, it makes you want to like that brings out the demon in you basically type shit. So I was like, man, let me just reverse that and play some 70s music. And I was like, damn, this is very opposite because when you be playing some 808, some high tempo shit, and you be in traffic, you be doing 80 miles per hour, nigga, type shit. You know, you like gone, you know, it's swerving. But when you put on that motherfucking 70s Motown shit, nigga, you just cruising. You Smokey Robinson,
You still doing what?
I'm still doing 80.
Oh, y'all tripping. I ain't, nah, I'm not. It depends on the song. Depends on the song. I get you. Like,
I'm for that.
but
I'm sliding.
80% of the time, I'm cruising. Smokey Robinson cruising. You feel me? I'm chilling.
We're not listening to Smokey
I
right
feel that. Like,
Any song.
cause
Hey,
you gotta understand back in
Any
that
song could be
time.
playing.
That's my point.
You know what I'm saying? That was real instruments. It wasn't no beats.
Nope.
It wasn't no computers.
Nope.
It was on the drums,
Yup.
guitar,
Yes.
keys, bass.
everything had a hit.
You know
Or
what
they
I'm
said,
saying?
again,
Strings. You know what I'm
two
saying?
top.
And y'all see it in the movies, you know what I'm saying? They was doing takes like, hey, run that back. You know what I'm saying? That's where the real music was created. And they took everything from those sessions and just kind of went up with it. So it's like, I can feel that, you know what I'm saying? Being on a music level.
Hey, so tomorrow morning or later tonight, I'm gonna say tomorrow morning. Put on some Motown in the morning and let a nigga know how you feel by 12 o'clock. By 12 o'clock, you're like, nigga, I'm feeling way good. You feel me?
I'm really gonna try that shit.
Let me know. You
Don't
feel
rock
me?
before 12, gang.
The homie said
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it was
no hip-hop
soul back
before
then.
12.
Like it's no soul in the music. He said that's what's missing. Back in the Motown days, that's when the soul was there.
Oh,
Kind of
man.
like our generation too, like that 90s, 2000s.
Shit's fire, man. Shit's fire. I'm just saying, like, go try it out. What y'all got over there, Sneaks Ellie?
So I'm a classical type of person. Instead of doing Motown, I do classical. So I just like to
Respect.
hear classical.
Getting head to classical music is next level.
That nigga crazy.
I'm just
so
gonna
that's
say that.
not what he mean.
What do you mean by classical?
Classical music? Oh, that's not what you mean by oh,
I mean
fuck.
like Beethoven, like that.
Oh yeah, classical music. Yeah.
So we're on the same page.
Backtracks to classical, y'all. Just
Yeah, we're on the same page. So
tell
I,
them Sean sent you.
I like that type of shit, but
Said it
that's not
makes
what's
you
on my
feel
playlist.
I was about to say,
That's
you
not what's on
been
my
listening to
Alexa, play classical music. Naked.
I ain't gonna tell you, me and the homie Ronnie Upshow, we had to do a trip one day. We was high.
Whoa.
We was high, and we had to take a trip, you feel me, get some money. And we was on the road, and there was no stations on besides classical music. We was smoking, and we was like, man, this shit hard. We was on the road straight smoking, like, man, this shit bumping, nigga. Like,
And that's how I came across
I'm
it.
not gonna lie, that's what he did.
I get this.
I used to be in my truck, and one day I just came across that station, like trying to get away from probably a Drake song, probably.
Stop.
I was changing my station.
Wow.
And in the midst of changing from 92 to Power 106, like I ended up stopping on like a 97.1 type shit, and it was the classical. And at the time, I was going to school for
Alright.
for hooking up. I don't know what the station is, but I was going to school for hooking up like these like the drums, the horns, the clarinets and stuff like that. So I was in tune to the sound of it, and that shit just caught me, and that shit just mellow you out. That shit just cool. Like it helps you think smoother without the influence of lyrics. You feel me? So that's what I liked about it.
Like, classical music is even better when you know what you're listening for. There's so many up and down beats and so many crescendos and ending parts to where when you listen to it and to the end, it's like, damn, that was dope. because it took you through so many emotions in that one piece. So yeah, shout out to classical music.
Shout out classical music.
Yeah, but what's on my playlist is.
Oh yeah, let me know.
I've been listening to
I was about to move on.
P1 for sure has been on my playlist lately, and then we have been throwing in a lot of. I ain't gonna lie to you, we've been going back to that RJ, like that baby.
The Romeo 4.
Mr. August Fest, what they call him? Mr. August Fest.
Mr. August Fest, he popping out this time.
Hey, man.
August 23rd. That's good because I've been off of that. He been going.
Yeah, I need a hustler.
And you was at August Fest. How many you done been to?
That was my first one last year. That was my first one.
How did you feel about that?
It was fire. It's fire. We're gonna talk about that thing. We're gonna talk about that. Spotlight coming
Yeah, my birthday in August, so I got
Yeah,
slide
it's
this
fire.
year.
All right, what are y'all?
I'm a
Leos?
Leo.
All right, shout out to Leos, man.
Shout out to Capricorn.
All these Leos.
Shout out to Pisces.
All y'all niggas.
That's what we doing? Hey, shout out to Taurus, nigga. What we on? Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I thought we was doing something.
Red Hat, what's on your playlist?
No glizzies. No glizzies on the playlist.
What's on your playlist?
know.
Because he can't talk right now.
Right
All right, it's my fault, Ray. It's my fault.
Why y'all got
Glizzies on the playlist is crazy.
I got 4. I got I'm listening to Logic, Jelly Roll, the Isley Brothers.
Hell, bro, you guys.
Hey, shout out to the Isley
No, the
Brothers.
first two was so crazy.
This is Logic and Jelly Roll.
You on Jelly Roll?
Yeah, I love his music.
Shout out to you and Jelly Roll, because he been on the list for 3
That
weeks
Little
straight.
Wayne and Jelly Roll song was trash.
Right. If you can listen to music, you can feel you are officially a great artist. Like you have to, if you can make music like niggas can feel in their soul.
Bro, do not have me listen to Jelly Roll and that shit is not in my soul, Paul.
Whitsit Chapel. Listen to the album.
What is it called?
Whitsit Chapel.
Hey, Jelly Roll hard, Sean. I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
Hard.
All right, you know how we feel. All right.
You know,
If that shit is not spiritual, like sinners,
don't listen to
I don't
it
know what
expecting
to do.
rap music though, bro.
Right.
I won't. I'm gonna go open mind.
Shit, like,
Nah, I was expecting him to be on like some soul, like some Mississippi soul or some like country soul or some
yeah,
South
that's
soul.
what he on, bro.
Like I thought that's how I got introduced
What
to
is he
him.
on?
What are you on, bro?
What are you on, Red?
Oh shit,
Oh,
let me
you can
know.
find him on Apple Music.
Oh,
Spotify.
stop. Red.
Motherfucker.
Red. No, Red.
Oh, Red. He said he on Apple.
Follow Spotify.
No, wait, oh, is he on that country shit? He on this.
He getting paid for this shit. 3 weeks in a row, listen to Jelly Roll.
This nigga getting paid, brother. Jelly Roll every week.
Giddy
That was perfect though. That was perfect.
glizzy,
See, everybody needs to have their promo rating like that.
Oh, no,
You can
no,
find
no,
them on all
no, no,
platforms.
He said you can find him on Spotify, Apple
Yeah,
Music,
for real.
Tidal. But I'm gonna check him out.
He's on like some country music.
And
I
Logic.
know him. Big X the Plug had a song together, so
Yeah, I ain't fucking with the Logic, bro.
Nah, the Logic top playlist was crazy.
Oh,
I'm here. I'm here.
I've been listening to Logic
Come on,
since
man.
2012.
He's been dookie since.
Dookie. Hey, Dookie. What do you say?
The only thing I don't like
Dookie.
is some of his music, he keeps bringing up the elephant in the room. You will have
Suicide.
That's I'm not
What, suicide?
I'm not.
You're not supposed to say that. Yeah.
Oh, we can't say.
A lot of
The nigga had a phone number, y'all.
his
Hold on.
We do. Hey, hang on. Hey, stop it.
What?
Stop it. Your playlist. Anyways, your playlist. Thank you. That's your playlist.
The Isley Brothers.
All right, we go.
Case.
We go. What's yours? Yeah, what's yours?
For real. Y'all just like skip me.
We did it. We did.
We
But
going back
keep
to
going. Let's go.
Red Hot.
Let's go. We did. We kept the show going. You feel me? We just kept the show going.
Demonetized.
For real.
God damn.
We gotta
can't say
we
those
gotta talk about
words.
Logic.
It's just like grapes.
I don't know if they that sensitive yet. I mean, are they? I don't know.
Yep.
All right. What's on your playlist, LEG?
Honestly, mine's not that new, but it is something that I keep playing. It's Billy Butcherson.
Who the fuck that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know Hit Jay-Z, but I never heard that song from him.
Nigga, the beat just alone.
Yup.
It just
Dun, 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 dun. Yup.
Okay.
They like hit him and go again. Yep, that one.
That motherfucker hard.
How long?
Anyway, I got
Hit Jay-3?
Yeah.
Same one from that was on the GNX album, right?
Yep.
All right, fire. I'm gonna check him out. What's the name of the song?
Billy Butcherson.
Billy
And that's my favorite part about the song, actually. Is it's a reference to Hocus Pocus. You know that movie, Hocus
That's my
Pocus?
shit.
Like the Disney movie,
Yeah,
Hocus
I
Pocus.
didn't like that too though, but
It's a reference to that one.
I fucks with that.
I put a spell on you.
yeah.
Yes, that one.
I get a spell on. Yeah, that's my shit. We gonna keep going down. Rest in peace to the Outlaw member. You feel me, Young Noble. He died from suicide. So anybody that is,
You can't say it, bro. She just.
I'm reading. It's a news. It's a news. It's news, and I'm just saying I have to give you the prevention
He
number.
unalive.
I have
He
to.
unalive.
It's a news clip.
He unalived himself.
Yeah,
He unalived himself. So if you want the
You already
national,
got 2 episodes copywritten. You want to
if you want the national
Like-
unaliving prevention lifeline, reach and dial 1-800-273-8255, or it was a relaunch to a simple number. And you feel me? You just got to dial 988, and it'll hit you to the unaliving prevention hotline.
There you go.
Wait, did y'all work this out with the logic and the unaliving hotline?
No,
No, that's why we
Oh,
were
this
like,
is
hey,
just
stop, back it
coincidental.
up. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to
Shout out to Nerd. Clock it.
I want
Nerd.
to shed some light on the unaliving prevention
So that's
hotline
why I
because
actually shut him down. I wasn't just being an ass, like, fuck you, no. Like, I was like, Ron, he
I want to do a shameless plug real quick.
continue.
Speaking of the unaliving thing, this is gonna be my second year participating in the gaming for prevention of the unaliving. This is for civilians and military because I have friends that were in the military that have taken their own lives. I have friends, family that have done it also. So I do this every year. You know, play video games, stream on Twitch, collect donations. Last year I collected like $300. So this year I'm trying to double that goal. So
We got 300 for you.
yeah. So in the beginning of August,
Bum, 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 bum.
we're gonna start a video game marathon. It's gonna be from the beginning of the month all the way to the end of the month, and we're gonna be broadcasting on YouTube, playing different video games.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's
got
fine,
300 for
fine.
sure.
I apologize for criticizing.
What is your
Put that
Twitch?
shit in all you want.
You can find my Twitch is Shot by Red Eye.
You wanna be all-
or you can
It's okay.
subscribe to my YouTube, which is Red Eye
I apologize.
TV,
Hush.
and you can
One mic.
catch me on live there. So I'll be playing like different games like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty. You know,
Crazy idea, bro.
I love that. So I'm gonna give this unaliving number one more time. You heard? Just dial 988. That's the new number. You just dial. You know, back in the day, 661 for information. They simple it down to just 988.
They
So you
said it's
dial-
hard to hear. The chat said it's hard to hear. Why do you think it makes so much?
That's
Wait,
hard
we're
to-
live?
Yeah, we live on YouTube.
oh yeah.
Oh.
We live.
It's hard to hear.
Okay, cool.
Oh, part of
Hey, what up, chat? What the heck? What up, chat?
15.
Oh, y'all didn't know we was live this whole
Nah. What the heck?
He was like, we can cut this part out.
Chat.
He said, we'll be able to edit this afterwards. Nope.
Hey, chat. Hey, what we live on? Send me the link so I can shoot it.
on YouTube.
What the heck?
Oh, yeah, we've been live for about an hour and 15.
Oh, chat. What's up, chat?
Hold on, I got you right now. I can send it right back.
We still got another hour to go.
Yeah,
We good.
Yeah, I thought he was.
We just went
Yeah,
on
send me the
hour.
live.
Got you. I sent it to you right now. The DM.
That's another clip. We live?
We live. That's funny. I love that.
Hey, you got that, Jewel?
1 hour later.
I love that.
We gotta put that clip.
I got it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Send it.
Next, we're gonna be talking about my man Wally the Sensei pulled up
Hey.
in a Jack Boy Lambo, which meaning
Whoa.
he's gonna be on Jack Boy 2 since he just signed to Cactus Jack record label. That is Travis Scott. So shout out Wally the
I
Sensei.
thought you said somebody jacked his Lambo.
No,
Wow.
Jack.
I thought you said somebody Jack Boy
Jack
Lambo.
Boys is the
Jack
name of the
Boy.
album by Cactus Jack himself, Travis Scott.
And we got a chat.
Yeah, he lit. So
That's a
shout out.
smart
I just
way.
love what he did. He pulled up to the park and he allowed to see like the youth to see what he's doing and just to experience that and see it, get to sit inside of it and just I love that shit. So shout out Wally the
Hold on.
Sensei.
That's
To
a
get-
smart ass way to make a Lambo a write off.
To get to the park, he to Gonzalez Park, parked right in front of the sign, hopped out, stood on top of the Lambo, took pictures, parked that motherfucker on the side of the baseball field, you know, legendary baseball field. Took pictures, let the kids pull up. Like, he did that. I love that because a lot of people don't understand how important that park is and what it means to him and his community. And so for him to sit here and get signed to this major label, we've been talking about Cactus Jack for like at least 8 months for the signing of Wally the Sensei. So for it to move to this level right here, him be able to go back to the community and say, hey, this is what's going on. Look at this. You niggas probably never even seen a Lambo before. Here go one right here. We can ride in it too if you want to. Like, that motherfucker smooth.
It's well deserved, bro. It's ridiculous.
No. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Wally the Sensei. Shout out to Travis Scott, Cactus Boys. What is it called? Jack Boys 2?
Jack Boys 2.
Coming.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how artists develop. He get through Cactus Jack and see what he produces and comes up with next.
I can,
because just from what Don Toliver been coming out with, so I'm excited to see what Wally the Sensei can come up with.
to see what what's his name, the boy out of Long Beach, baby.
Rayvon?
Yeah, to see what Rayvon has
Rayvon.
transformed into with his signing with TDE, I can just imagine how far Wally the Sensei can go with his sound because he is something that is very different and he's able to reach west, east, and south with his sound. So right now to have a structure of people that know how to create hits behind him with this sound, as long as they allow him to get his leeway on who he is actually vocally, it hits to the moon.
I agree.
Can I just say shout out to labels that are actually going back into putting artist development into their artists before trying to put them out. Like, I love the fact that they pulled back from trying to just take hits or trying to just take songs or trying to just take one-hit wonders. Now they're actually trying to put years into an artist and developing them and giving them that, like, structure, that whole persona before they put their music out and actually try to make them be, like, the center of attention for their label. That's dope as fuck. I feel like Def Jam used to be the only one doing it. TDE then started doing it also, and now they're doing it with Wallace.
Yep, they are. He's been out there a
RCA,
minute.
right?
I respect it.
RCA is where
We
Rayvon is
need
at right
that.
now.
We need that.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna keep this moving and keep the show going. Next up right now, we got Ellie G. Free game with Ellie G.
Thank you so much,
Free
Doug.
game with
Are you
Ellie G.
ready?
Yes.
Is there anything that I can look at so I can dictate
Yes,
what I
I got
am? So today I'm going to be talking about something that is very simple. Well, for me, I thought it was very simple. But if you guys look at our clips and our frames that we have for our clips, the thumbnails, a lot of the things that I make. Oh, thank you very much. A lot of the things that go into the content creation for this Straight Out the Trunk show is stuff that can be made for free. So for example, here I'm showing Photoroom. Photoroom is an excellent app that I use. Here I am making the photo frame for our clips that we use for social media. So you see anywhere you can download Photoroom. You can go ahead and start from the photo. From there, the photo that I use for this example is going to be the baby picture that we had a couple of episodes ago. I don't know if you guys remember from the thumbnail.
Yeah, that was last
Did you? What? Oh, well, okay. There you go, Photoroom. You download Photoroom.
What the fuck?
We're having little technical difficulties, but overall, yeah, Photoroom was something that somebody recommended to me. They do have a lot of pro features that you can use, but I did all of this by using the free features that they offer on their app. So there we go. So that I chose our baby picture. So as you see, it's scanning it. It's going ahead and giving it a transparent background. From there, I click transparent because I want to make sure it's a PNG. I turned it into an Instagram reel size, which is what resizes it right there. I like giving them an outline. I think it kind of makes it pop out a little bit more. Again, all of this is just a very simple design. Add an outline, makes it look a little bit nicer. From there, I added the Straight Out the Trunk logo at the top. All of this, as you see, step by step, what I click on. Oh, you will see step by step what I click on. After I've added the photo, what I'm gonna click on, once we go back to the video. Yeah, there we go, the Straight Out the Trunk. That's our Straight Out the Trunk logo. So from there, you can click on it, adjust. I went on to crop so that I could crop that out because I only really want a little strip of it to use at the top of my frame. So that's what I use there, and I also went ahead and used the outline for that so that I can create a little black bar at the bottom of that addition.
That shit hard.
There we go. You see that I'm adding the bottom outline on there, just resizing it. All of this is free. Absolutely every part of this. You see that even when I click on certain things, it has like pro options for other parts, but I use everything that is absolutely free. The fact that it has those little gray and white squares in the background, that means that it's going to be transparent. So whatever you put behind that, whether it's another photo, whether it's a video, whatever it is, you're going to be able to see that wherever those little squares are. So you see there, I was able to add a logo. It has some logos you got to pay for, but most of the social media ones are going to be free. So I took the YouTube logo, I recolored it to red, I outlined it with a white outline, which is what I was doing for most of the things on this little frame. I resized it, which took me kind of a second because I was working on my phone, so my phone's small. So if you do this on a tablet, it would be much easier, but I was doing this on my phone, which is why it was a little bit harder for me to actually get a hold of that. There you go, look, I got it. The thumbnail. I resized it. I put that up there on the corner. That's the YouTube. If you want to add any type of different text, you can. I went ahead and went simple with this one. I just added text and then had it say live, so you know we're going to be on YouTube live. For those people who didn't know that we are on YouTube live, that we were live tonight.
Shout out the truck.
I made sure that I put that on our.
Live? They clipping that, nigga. That's gonna be hit.
I made sure that I put that on our thumbnail, on our frame, and from there you got a lot of options for the fonts, for the styles, that it just has preset into there, so you don't really got to do too much choosing. It's got the most popular ones. Oh look, notifications. But anyway, after I did that, I added the live, moved it up there. Once I did that, I went ahead and exported it. The trick here, make sure you export to files. So as you see, I finished, export, I went up, save to files. Once you save to files, make sure you know that I put that as my PNG frame PNG. Now that's been saved. Awesome. Now I'm done with Photoroom on this one, and then I went ahead and moved to Canva so I can put this together with a video. So next video. Next slide, please.
You really giving game right now.
Thank you very much. I do every week. You should tune in.
Hey, tune in every week. You feel me? Free
It's
game
all
with
free
LEG.
And this is still all free.
Alrighty, so this is from Canva. Canva is another great app to use. Again, absolutely free. I went ahead and I just searched a template for Reel, which is going to get you the correct size. So Reel, went ahead, chose any video. That's the first video that popped up right there. The Monday video. But it doesn't matter what it has, because I'm going to go ahead and take that Monday. I'm going to delete it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm removing that. I'm going to go ahead and add the actual clip that I want, which in this case, I was actually making a little bit earlier, so I recorded a clip of them. You see, there we go. You see Str8 Look at them laughing. They're having a great time.
Shout out
This is
to
a great
Auguste
episode.
team, August Fest.
Yep. That's the clip I'm going to use for this. So as you see, I recorded that on the spot. Went ahead and added that to my example. Uploaded it. Now that's my clip. Now from there, I'm gonna go ahead and go to uploads again. Now mind you, you can go on there and just adjust that clip. You can adjust the brightness, the vibrance, the black levels, any other color levels of contrast, etc. But I'm just gonna go ahead and add the frame right here. So I uploaded, that's my PNG right there, which was very easy now, because like I said, that was a PNG, so the background is transparent. I can go ahead and export that, and that's a clip that's easy and ready to post on Instagram. Thank you.
Hey, that's hard.
Hey, free game with LEG. Hey, check this out.
And I walked through Bankhead.
Hey, she walked me through this last night, and hey, our promo clips are gonna be looking way more professional and way better. So shout out LEG. You feel me?
Thank you.
I needed that. I needed that game, and I know a lot of creators that is on budgets that can't pay for the pros and pay for the subscriptions and all that, and all these apps they offer that shit, but they do offer some free templates. And LEG, she showed me that shit last night, and I'm telling you, I was searching that shit for like 3 years, like trying different apps and all that. It's like, damn, how these motherfucking other big ass blogs, big ass platforms is doing this shit, you know? LEG showed me less than 10 minutes. You heard?
And she showed y'all a lot more simpler how it could be by showing y'all something that's actually happened live and in the moment by putting in a clip that just happened right now of this live stream. So it's like, it's really something that you are capable of doing. Just put time into it. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's not going to sit here and take you hours. It's not. So you can make that shit happen, and it's free.
Actually, you guys can look at the beginning of this clip. In the beginning of this clip, when you see me be on the phone, that's exactly what I'm doing right there. So as long as it took me to be looking down at my phone, that's how long it took me to put that clip together right there.
That was about
But overall,
maybe 15 minutes.
possibly, yeah.
Sales.
Overall, yeah, just because I was trying to find the right format and everything. But yeah,
Free game.
outside of that, yeah, check in every Monday. We do free game. The reason we call it free game is because absolutely everything that I mentioned in here is free. You don't have to pay for any of it. I'm not going to tell you to subscribe to anything. I'm not going to tell you to sit here and pay for any type of a membership or any of that. All of this is if you're trying to use the excuse of, well, I can't afford to have professional looking. Well, there you go. No excuse. Do it yourself.
But I will tell you, follow her at JustLEG
Thank you.
on Instagram.
Hey, speaking of that, Instagram, right? I was on Instagram earlier today, and they had, what is it? It's a post that has social media red flags. Ellie, I want you to give me a yes or no on these red flags, all right? Inconsistent, as for artists, inconsistent posting and engagement, red flag.
Yes.
All right, red flag, oversharing personal drama.
Wait, red flag? Well, it depends. Hold on. What's the goal?
I don't know.
Now I gotta
They just
reposition it.
said social media red flags for artists, and the number 2 is oversharing personal.
Because, for example,
drama.
Blueface used that as a strength.
Okay.
But it's also the downfall of a lot of artists. So,
is that a red flag then?
Like how open
It
was
says posting. It says posting.
skeletons?
It says posting constant negative or personal conflicts, excessive venting or opinions.
okay, red flag. Red
Yeah,
flag.
those are
Red
red
flag.
flags.
Red flag. Okay. Yeah, if you're not Blueface. If you're Blueface, that shit is gold, and you can turn into a whole, what was it? A whole reality show, apparently.
Real shit. All right,
Insane,
number
but it
3
works.
was lack of professionalism. Poor grammar and spelling, offensive language, or disrespectful behavior.
And this is the people are having to deal with the artists directly, right? Like they're not dealing with a manager that's able to clarify, like, hey, this is actually just a persona, blah 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 blah.
They didn't go in deep into
Well, that's why I need.
I
these
believe this
answers
is supposed to be red flags based upon someone looking to try to see this artist or trying to be
Talk
a
to them
fan of this
direct.
artist or trying to make business with this artist. If this person is doing these type of personal things, it may affect the brand that I wanted them to represent, and I can no longer do that because say I'm talking about dedicated and you over here disrespecting woman and you talk about something, I'm not gonna see my kid, I need a DNA test, fuck that baby until I see a DNA test. It's like you don't represent dedicated because it's like, you know, you may be on something positive wanting to make sure that this is your child, but at the same time we on something positive to let you know that we're here for our child, period.
All right,
You know, something like that.
It says
So,
these,
yeah. Let's
these
say
red
yes.
flags are signs that can hurt your brand, limit your growth, or turn off fans, collaborators, or industry professionals.
See?
All right, I think the last one is, last one is ignoring branding and music focus, such as no clear artist identity or visuals, sharing irrelevant or distracting content unrelated to your music.
Answer, Allie?
I feel like that's one of the first things that we talk to artists about, or actually not even just artists, like literally anybody that we help out. Like we've had this conversation with J Brock. We've had this conversation with let's just say with you. I feel like at one time too, like with each other all the time, obviously, but we don't got to get into that. But the point is, we do get into this conversation of like, all right, what is it that you're trying to portray? What image are you actually trying to put out? What is it that you're actually trying to make your brand be? Why? And if you go deep into those questions and you actually start thinking about it, it gives you a deeper purpose, I guess, for your brand and for whatever it is that you're pushing. And if you can get onto that deeper level and you can get other people to be onto that deeper level with you, I feel like it gives you a way higher advantage than to have them like a certain song that they might have heard and been like, oh, I fuck with that song. Like, because if they fuck with you, they're going to fuck with every song that you put forth because they're going to be trying to see what it is that you're bringing with that song.
I hear that. Okay, fire. Hey, man, free game once again every week. LEG, Straight Out Trunk Radio, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Make sure you subscribe. Straight Out Trunk TV. Next on Straight Out Trunk Radio, Straight Out Trunk, we PodN. You heard? But episode 9, Spotlight time. Spotlight time, and today's spotlight is Sean Auguste brand. You feel me? We here, August Fest. Hey, before we get into it, let me tell you let me tell you my first time going to August Fest. You feel me? It was at least 3 blocks long. You heard? You know, he had a big ass stage. Like he said, he had over 30 vendors. Security was right. You know, there was no bullshit going around. You know, if there was, security was on it. Sound system was right. You know, sound was good. You could hear the artist, you could hear the DJ. There was no echoes, nothing like that. performances was flawless. You know, the timing was on point. Every artist knew when to show up, what time they was going on. Who they have as hosts, and they had, I think, Corey from K-Day, and they had Corey Renee, and they had the Jean Paul. You feel me? It was nothing but love, you know, nothing but love. Vendors were showing love, artists, media personalities were showing love, content creators were showing love, people was getting interviews. I believe they even had like a tagging wall or something like was over there, and they was getting, you know, they was getting a tag on, and kids were getting a paint. I don't know if they had did you have a jumper for kids, so they had activities for the kids and shit like that. So August Fest is where you need to be at, you know, and it was very fun for the first time to go last August, and just to see just to see like how he was able to block off streets in LA, nigga, for multiple hours, you know, and the neighbors wasn't tripping. They was they out there partying with you?
Yeah.
They was out there with y'all, you feel? So it was a big community event. It was lovely, and make sure y'all pull up to August Fest this August. But I'm gonna shut the fuck up, and I'm gonna let August, you feel me, Sean August, tell y'all, not me, y'all, about his brand, what he do, what to expect when y'all pull up to August Fest, and yeah. But also, I do want to talk about later. Oh, shut up. All right, go, Sean.
All right. Of course, my name is Sean August.
Yes, sir.
By trade, I'm an R&B singer and an entrepreneur. With the music came a brand that is scaled. Shout out to everybody that's involved in that. And me being an independent artist for so long, knocking at these doors, to the radio stations, to the festivals, I just felt like there was a void, you know? There was a huge void when it comes to these corporations, these bigger festivals, radio stations, listening to these hardworking independent artists like myself. And a lot of the music that I've done, a lot of the most successful music I've done, fortunately has been with this guy, has been with that young lady sitting over there. And I went to school, I learned some things, and I had a graduation party. And this crazy young lady over there showed up to my graduation party. I've been knowing her since second grade, and I haven't seen her in years. And she showed up to my graduation, and some kind of way God put us in a room, and she was having a birthday party. Her birthday is August 18th, okay? August 18th, and we presented the idea of having a festival together, and we want to uplift independent artists, and we started 4 years ago, and this shit has turned into one of the most important things that I've ever done, that I'm gonna speak for Ray for a second, that Ray's ever done. I'm speaking for him, but I'm not speaking for him. Chris, it's been collectively, it's been one of the most important things that we've ever done, because we're affecting hundreds of lives, thousands of lives, all at one point. You know, so I thank God truly, sincerely, for the ideas that float around in our circle. I thank God for these people, and with that said, anything else that needs to be August Fest explained, he would be the best one, you know?
Oh yeah. But Ray, you the person that gets all the timings and the artists right and on stage. I know Sneaks and BTW, they have their business, and they do that too as well. They, you know,
correct,
about getting artists they time slots, making sure they on stage, you know, make sure they at the right place at the right time, you know. Stage management, that's what it's called. Mm-hmm. So thank you. So can you talk about that, and after you talk about your stage management process of August Fest, I just want y'all to talk about stage management real quick, you know, because that shit's very important.
My first question is, hold on, before we get into it, as we talk about these 30 artists, is Sean August one of these 30 artists? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Hey, listen, every year I dedicate a whole 45-minute set to just him. You know what I'm saying? Like, while managing those 29 other artists, I still manage to give him the time that he needs to basically talk his shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm what I'm saying?
Talk
So
your
if you
shit.
go back to the clips
Talk your
of
shit.
last year, you will really see him and his artistry and how he delivered to the people. Hey, as my sister says that line, this man ran back that song 4 times, and the people got with it because it was speaking to the element in the environment at that time. So it went over well, and people got with it. So that was kind of like a cool move on your part, brother.
That's what's up, but keep on talking about the stage management that you do, though. That's highly important because people don't understand how the business side of things and the importance of showing artists showing up on time, or artists hitting that stage on time, or artists going over their stage time at the end to sit here and keep talking, and how that can affect the flow of things coming up afterwards. You know, like go.
Did you just say you had how many artists?
30.
And you got how much time?
8 hours.
8 hours already. Proceed.
Well,
How do you make it work?
in that statement, you touched on so many different subjects dealing with that, but
Start wherever you'd like.
it first starts at headquarters. We at headquarters daily, making sure that we got the flow of the show. We make sure that we got our artists in, so we'll know, like, hey, we can do this, do that, and this will flow in that time to where we don't lose the people. My job is stressful, but it's a good stress, and I'm explaining that to you. The reason I say that is because I get to manage all these people and basically make up the rules of what we're doing here. So if you're late and you're giving me BS, next. And I think I speak for all of us, we can get another artist on the line and say, hey, can you be here in 10 minutes? And they'll be ready to plug in. You see what I'm saying? So running a tight ship is one of the
They already there.
running right, and some of them already, like you said, some of them already be there. You know what I'm saying? So it's making sure that the DJs have the music, making sure that the DJs know what they're doing at the time and hour that they're on. Those
No, artists always carry your music on a USB just in case an opportunity like this comes along.
and always be ready to airdrop for sure.
Yes, please.
But it's all a well-oiled machine. I can't do anything without the DJs. The artists can't do anything. The DJs can't do anything without the artists but spin. And how long is that going to last you? So making sure that all these entities are taken care of before that week is even done. We really be done like at the beginning of August, and then after that, we just doing rehearsals. You know what I'm saying? Making sure, and that's another thing that we implemented. We got rehearsals for the artists that need to tighten up on their performances to make sure that this show goes how it's supposed to.
Do y'all schedule these rehearsal times for the artists?
Yep.
Is it first come first serve, or are you picking these artists like this artist do need some stage help and presence or like that, and like we gonna book these, or are they like, oh y'all booking this? Let me book this time slot. Any artist?
No, it's mandatory for all artists.
Okay.
Not all 30 because of the headliners are the headliners. They're doing their own rehearsals. I do check in with them, make sure if they need anything, like you need this off the stage so I can move, or different things like that. I remember one year Lil Vader broke his leg, and he had a chair. Bro had a throne imported in, and I had to put that in the artist room and make sure it got on stage when it was time for him to do his thing, because I'm not going to show up. I'm going to show up, and I'm limited, but I'm going to make sure that I give everything that I got. Shout out to Lil Vader, and he killed that year with a broken leg.
Hey, shout out to nigga Ray over here getting a motherfucking job done. You feel me?
Exactly.
You're turning from just rappers to artists, like, because not a lot of them have stage presence. Not a lot of them know how to perform. Some of them be winded, sweaty.
Yeah.
Like you're training these people to be actual artists.
And it's not just me. The people that you see in this room, they're at every rehearsal, every audition, anything that has to deal with the artist. So I'm gonna say this out loud. It's not just me by myself. Major input, major input, major input. Sometimes we may not agree with each other, but we come to a compromise. So we're like, okay, this is what's best for the show.
I like that.
just want to show love to Nerd because
Shout out Nerd.
not only
Get that Godspeed.
please go get Godspeed, one of the best R&B albums I've heard in a long time. Not only do we have rehearsals, but we also have an audition process. And we met Nerd through an audition process. And when Nerd came through, we was like, hey, when y'all come to the August Fest stage, if we choose y'all, let's make sure we working out. Let's make sure we on our vocal exercises. And to this day, she actually said it out of her own. She said that she took that to the heart. And the next time we seen, she actually made it to the second round of auditions, then made it to the August Fest stage and killed, by the way. But she took that advice, that standard that August Fest set, and she went beyond it. She doesn't look the same at all. Her range has been crazily expanded, you know, and that's the precedent we want to set. That's the resource we want to set. So with all that said, I do want to thank all the artists for taking August Fest serious, you know what I'm saying, for making his job a lot easier, because when you do show up on time, when you are at the rehearsals, everything tends to flow how you saw it. You know, so it's still stressful because it's a lot of things he manages. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But when you do your part as an artist, and as the years have progressed, we've seen the artists take it more and more and more serious. You know, so shout out to these freaking artists out here, really, really doing the whatever is the opposite of the red flags when it comes to this artist, because we're looking, you're looking, we're all looking, and we're building platforms to make sure that your voice gets exactly what it deserves. You know, shout out to Nerd so much.
No, it's fine. Hey, so you said 30 artists. Out of those 30 artists, how many of them auditioned to be on August Fest versus hand selected to headliners?
Well, that's kind of it. Breaking this down into a two-part. Year 1 through 3, majority of the artists auditioned with a headliner. So I'll say we'll have 3 major artists and 27 are all independent artists.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire. And audition, is it like a live audition, or they have to send in a audition tape?
The process is when we do open up auditions, they flood our Google page. So basically, we put out instructions, and you gotta follow those instructions. And in that process, we go live and we listen to your music live. We'll go live on our August Fest page and we'll listen to it. And a lot of people be like, "Yo, that slap," and you know, and you got some in there that's brutal. Like, yeah, no, bro, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the process. Going into the live auditions, we pick them, we send them their emails, we send them their DMs, say this is the audition date, bring your best, and we want to see what you're gonna do when it comes down to August Fest. So if you got dancers, a band, we encourage all that, bring all that.
That's hard.
Show us why you want to be on August Fest.
Like I said, it's a fest you want to pull up to and go experience.
Where's this at?
Right in LA, right on 74th and 3rd Avenue.
74th and 3rd Avenue?
Yeah. I just want to expound on the auditions because these crazy people, guys, we went to different states this year. You know what I'm saying? We had hundreds of people signing up to audition. We was only able to invite, not only able, but the music that qualified, we were able to choose like 25 artists and invite them to audition. And when it came to this year specifically, every city, most in particular Arizona, but
Shout out to AZ.
every artist brought that shit.
Yeah.
Every artist brought that shit. LA, we got, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to LA. But all the cities received August Fest like crazy. They invited us to have the festival out there.
Yeah.
But the artistry out there, everybody stayed to the end of the auditions to see everybody. They applauded, they cheered, they were crazy.
That's what's
So
up.
all hundreds of people that submitted, though you didn't get chosen to audition for us, we did build August Fest Radio, so 24/7 your music is being played all day long, all day, every day.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Where's August Fest Radio found?
It's on YouTube. We're moving it right now to the
Nice.
August Fest YouTube. channel, but it was on a different channel before that. But we're moving it on. It's on YouTube. It's free for everybody. Spending all day.
That's
so
hard.
thank you to all the artists that submitted every city.
And that's August with an E at the end. August with an E at the end.
Hey, to go back to the
Get your
live
tickets.
auditions, as my brother mentioned, we went from state to state. We touched down to Arizona. We came back home and had our auditions. Then we went to Las Vegas.
They said we couldn't do Vegas. They said we couldn't do Vegas.
They said
And this was the weekend of a fight. What else was going on?
A holiday.
It was a holiday, so it was so much going on. It was so much going on, and they say, "Oh, y'all ain't gonna have nobody there." We packed it out. We had artists lining up, and what we do is we have our audition list already, and then we have our add-ons. So if you pull up and you like, "Oh, I got my music," I put you on the add-ons. And if we get through all our artists, which we usually do, we get to the add-ons, and we've found some great artists from add-ons. Yeah, they didn't sign out to 300. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about her a little bit later. But some of those artists that add on, they may have missed the mark. They may have not seen it, but they made sure that they were on auditions ready to go. And that's all we can ask for.
Amen.
Oh, here's something real quick. We good to go.
Yeah.
August Fest gonna be in Arizona next year, 2026.
Absolutely.
All right.
Vegas too.
Vegas too. I can hear that. I can see August Fest hitting fucking Austin, Texas.
Hey,
Atlanta too.
Bay Area, we coming.
Can I say something?
What's up? Yeah, you can speak out loud.
I'm proud of you, bro. I remember when I first met you, man. I remember when we was just kicking this shit off. I remember it, bro. Things really came from the mud, my nigga. I'm proud of you, bro. You kept that shit going. You found your lane, my
Yes,
nigga.
sir.
Keep that shit going, bro. I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you so much, bro.
You too, right? I'm proud of you, man. We go back. So,
we back.
from party and jerking days.
Let me find out.
What was your jerk?
Nah, let
What
me
was your
find
jerk
out.
name? What was your jerker name?
I was the nigga dancing.
Okay, throwing the parties. All right.
I was throwing the party.
Turning them motherfuckers up.
Man, hey.
I'm about to say.
And on that note, I'm proud of you too, bro. You persevered through so much. You've been through so much, and you still got your head held high. You still doing your thing. From stolen goods to, you know what I'm saying, the personal life. But, bro, you really persevered through it all. You know what I'm saying? Keep pushing. Keep pushing, bro.
No, facts, JB. Nah, love you, dog. First time I met you at that studio in Glendale with that nigga Hero. Yeah, nigga. The first time you played that beat, nigga, I was like, nigga, you gonna be a Grammy nominated producer.
Trash then.
Nigga, the shit was fire though, dog. Shit was
10 years ago.
fire shit, nigga. Like I was like, nigga, still play that shit, nigga. Like when I first heard, I was like, that shit gave me goosebumps. I'm like, nigga, you hard, nigga. Yeah, you special, nigga. You special.
And see some gems in the early music. You know?
Still.
Hey, but shit, wait till y'all hear my shit, man. Wait till you hear the shit.
Here's my beef though, straight out the trunk.
What up? You got beef?
And I go to these people. When you think of August Fest, yeah, we're a festival, but everywhere we go, we want to be a resource, an accessible resource. And I go to bat for us when it comes to these independent artists. So when I get in the room with these quote unquote gatekeepers and these quote unquote, we've been in the same rooms, nigga. We've been in the same rooms, nigga, and you didn't even know I was going to war. And I'm not even saying war like that, but there's no reason why JB shouldn't have $1 billion deal.
Facts.
Hey, listen. It's gone.
I'm not saying it's not. But what I'm saying is the industry is not doing their due diligence, making sure that every single talent is, all their bills are paid by their talents. That is an issue that I have. So I go to these resources, quote unquote, all these motherfuckers you see taking selfies with celebrities, bro. I go to them and I'm like, yo, is that selfie more important, or is being a resource? What was that question that I asked all them niggas on the panel? You remember when I asked the last question? You remember? At the Clap It Up.
I don't remember.
I said, how important is being a resource to you niggas?
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of niggas will selfie it up. But I can't call you and make sure this nigga's music gets played on the radio.
That's real.
I can't make sure. That's why we got to start these platforms and we got to combine on so many other different levels. But it's like there's no reason why my nigga JB hasn't burned through his first Billy already. Why I haven't burned through my first Billy already. And we just as talented, if not more, than the shit you hearing on the radio that we all agree lacks soul, so much so, you got to go to Motown, nigga. So I got a bone to pick. So I'm just saying that's what August Fest is for. We fighting for these artists. So when these headlines are calling like, yo, put me on August Fest. Put me on August Fest. Bro, we got 27 niggas that deserve this big ass stage. That's what it's for. You're just icing on the cake, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's our lane. You know what I'm saying? So if you fighting, if your music is good, if you talented and you believe you deserve a big festival stage, I promise you, nigga, we gonna find you and we gonna praise your name. We gonna put you on the flyer big as fuck. I'm thinking about, they said, somebody told me today, put the, you know how the headliners put the big festival, put the headliners big, and we gonna do the opposite, nigga. All the headliners are gonna be small and the independent artists will be big, nigga. Cause that's how we are, the antithesis, nigga. And watch how God maneuver it all the way. So we the ones handing out the billies. You gotta come through August Fest to do anything in LA, nigga. To do anything in the industry, you gotta come bless this stage. Cause this is the people, nigga. You seen the people out there, bro.
Oh yeah.
You seen the people, and these artists are not to be played with, nigga. They just as talented as the K-Dots and the Scissors and the blase, Scoopy.
Every artist that performed had a crowd in front of them.
Come on, bro.
It wasn't like, you know how people throw shows and the crowd will come just for this artist and leave and there'll be a big old empty space. Yeah. It was a crowd for every artist that performed that. If they didn't even know, they were still vibing out and just enjoying the time because it was good music.
Hey, y'all ever thought to do a producer segment?
Bro, we can do whatever you want, bro.
Hey, what was that word you said?
We can do whatever you want, JB. We can do whatever you want, nigga. Whatever you want. Whatever you want, nigga. Whatever you want, nigga. This is our shit. We built this shit, bro. We can do whatever we want.
Hey, what was your word? Antithesis?
Antithesis. We learned that in a meeting with some niggas that
just go against the fucking grain.
Where we learned that at, Jewel? Fuck them though.
So you doing the Taste of Beats in July, but can't you do another one in August?
We can do a Taste the Beats on the August Fest stage. Stop playing.
Let's do it.
Stop playing.
We got JB.
Stop playing.
Yeah, I heard less of a
This the man. Wherever his iPad is, I don't.
What?
This the man, nigga. Consider it done, bro.
Hold on, fuck just it being him be a part of it. It gotta be the Str8 the truck. Featuring JB, like y'all gotta do that together.
Bro, whatever the fuck y'all wanna do.
Y'all started together.
We did. It's up to Ray and Sean. You heard? Let us know.
Be on the stage. The podcast will be on the stage live.
Because when you do it, the artist gotta make a beat in how quick?
Taste the Beats, they gotta make a beat under 15 minutes. A lot of artists say it's easy. Sometimes that pressure, people get in the room and they like.
So this is a 20 to 30 minutes.
I got 45 minutes of that.
There you go.
I got 45 minutes for that.
Oh, we can do that. Let's do that. Let's get that cracking. We get it. We can get that cracking easy. That'll be fun. Hey, thank you for blessing us, bro.
That is dope as fuck.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. We gonna get this.
That's what happened with bosses. Conversation with bosses.
I'm there, fool.
Yeah, we gonna get that. I love that.
Oh, nigga, what you mean?
Whatever you want, bro.
It's on, bro. Don't even worry about it.
I'll keep talking while I change this camera.
So one thing that got us here is talking about old school ways, right?
Right.
So we're gonna take it back. How many of y'all remember Backpage?
Ooh. Hey, listen
Oh my
here.
God.
Get the fuck out. I ain't on camera, so I'm.
Ladies and gentlemen, my husband.
What is Backpage?
Oh man.
Hold on, we're gonna let him tell you.
Something that I'm ashamed my husband is the one bringing up.
Hey, listen. Let me keep it real. I got a rich ass cousin. I ain't gonna say his name, but he the one that introduced me to that shit about 2017,
Hell.
2018. Niggas was. I ain't even gonna say where we was living at.
I ain't gonna say where we was living at.
Niggas don't know what I'm talking about. But
Say less.
it's that good old. You pay to play.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep it at that. You pay to play.
Hey, I know.
You pay to play?
You pay to play. I know the game, but I didn't never participate. I never hopped in the game. You feel me? I was always a spectator of the game, and I always heard stories from players of the game. You feel me?
It's hoeing.
Niggas paying for coochie. Niggas is paying for sexual.
What is this? This is an app?
It was.
It's the Craigslist of pussy.
It's like Craigslist.
It's Craigslist for coochie.
But yeah, Craigslist for coochie is back pages, you know, and
I'm talking about whatever you wanted though.
So low budget Tinder?
Nah, nigga, you get bad bitches for $100. You can fuck. You can fuck.
No low budget,
And we wasn't participating in those type of
You know, like I know a couple of people that dropped a couple of hundred on it.
Don't clip me in this, but
You get on the camera, nigga.
This game.
I'm a nigga.
17, it was cracking, nigga.
I've experienced some crazy, yeah. So I can imagine.
Listen, bro. I'm talking about you. What's the 2-for-1 special? Oh, hey, what you doing, bro? You You want 3 to pull up? Okay, just pay this. And we pulling up. We finna get cracking. I'm on mama.
I am fascinated with hoeing. I haven't spent my money yet. I will. I do have plans to buy some vagina in one of them houses though. You know when you pick your bitch? Yeah.
I'm with you.
He said
But
professional vagina.
it gotta be out the country type shit.
That said she was tested 2 weeks ago.
You gotta go to Hong Kong in Mexico.
I'm with Hong Kong. It gotta be out the country and it gotta be a what you call it? A brothel? It gotta be that.
This a hotel.
I don't know about out the country though.
No, definitely. I gotta go.
They got
Like off
places- they
that
got
movie
places in
Euro trip.
Vegas.
I gotta do the brothel. I gotta do the red.
Gotta do the
red
brothel.
light district. I gotta do the red light district at least once.
I'm fascinated with that kind of shit though.
What if you get a boy?
Oh
shit.
I'm never gonna forget it.
That's gonna happen.
Heaven on earth on Rush
You
Hour?
said I don't
Yes.
think that's
I don't
gonna
think that's
happen.
gonna happen because I think
Go Hong Kong.
they're very.
He said fuck it. Y'all in the dice.
Cause if the eyes is
Y'all remember that movie Euro Trip and shit? Hey, that back pages.
He said we are
telling you,
rolling the
I
dice on
never
that shit.
In a hotel.
Let's do it.
I never participated in the game. You feel me? But I know a couple
hey,
of players
dude, if the eyes is tight in Hong Kong,
that checked in. You know,
in the
I know
brothel.
people that checked in the game.
The lineup is crazy.
nah, like freaky shit. Like I'm an R&B nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like freaky shit. I fuck with freaky shit. I'm not a freaky nigga, but I'm fascinated with freaky shit.
I'm glad you said
But
that.
hold on,
I'm glad you said that.
Let me ask him one question.
Yeah.
Are you free, Diddy?
100%.
That tells me everything I need to
I'm
know.
glad you said that because we transitioned into our trending topics and everybody we got the news of Diddy. You feel me? He's 2 out of 5 charges. You know he got 2 out of 5 charges, but the big charges
Somebody owe me some
he
push-ups.
did not get charged with for the RICO.
A Frico is not a Rico.
No, but he did get charged for prostitution.
Your team is crying over here.
August Fest is not spot. Don't say, guys. Wait, no, June, don't.
You can't bring a girl and fly her out to another state for some coochie, you know, for
Guys,
sex.
I can't speak on Diddy.
They still doing it now.
Let me speak on it.
They way to Atlanta right now.
We know. You listen,
I'm doing it.
I think we all done it before besides Sneaks. I think a lot of people done it before besides Sneaks. You feel me? He's a married
I'm
man.
lucky enough that I met my wife early on. We've been married early on, and we still locked in.
You feel me? So he has done it. I know he has
Get
it.
pussy off my name. I'm not paying for it.
Everybody has. I know everybody.
This makes me doubt that he's been faithful the whole time, though we've been together now.
Nah, he's good. He look like a faithful nigga though.
Why would you even do that addendum? Like, why would you even add
You
that?
thinking about it too much now. You thinking about it.
It's a pot. It's a pot. It's a pot. It's a pot.
Let's just say what he said.
Fuck off me now.
But it's just so. But all right. So Sean August, you said Diddy free. He should be free. And he's like not guilty. Like, you feel me? Free Diddy. What's up? What's up?
Wait, say that again.
I said I've been flown out. Am I a hoe?
I think so. You got a case.
Am I a prostitute?
Wait, what?
Hold on. She is the victim. victim. Hey, she is the victim. She is the victim. She is the victim because that is the same way.
See, that's the problem. Y'all be claiming victims.
Charged with that. Diddy got charged with flying.
Be the victim on a plane.
She was the victim who got flown out for sex. Okay.
I was the victim that got flown out at
escort. She was the escort in that scenario.
She thought it was leading to a relationship.
Did you know you was getting flown out?
Of course she knew.
Was your intentions like, I'm about to go get me some too? Or was you like, I'm about to go meet this person?
Nah, it was never like that though. It was never like, oh, I'm going here for sex. I'm just saying.
What were you flying out for?
Hanging out, getting to know a vibe, business, all kind of shit.
You getting flown? You fuck?
I don't know because hold on. The Punisher's agreement.
Shout out to the Punisher.
The Punisher's agreement was, I'm gonna fly you out. When you get here, we're gonna do some baby oil rubs and whatever it leads to, but we're hiring you for this exotic baby oil rub down.
And
So shout out to the Punisher, man.
That's on them. So it seems like that's similar. Hold on, let's.
Are you thinking about it?
Can we like
Have I been flown out and had sex? Yeah. Oh.
We got
You're a
case.
victim?
Are you a victim?
Brian Steele.
You
Because I
can't do
didn't know
that.
this was wrong. Okay? I wouldn't have did it if I knew it was wrong.
It's not. It's not wrong.
He just got charged for it.
But it's not wrong though. If somebody,
The only reason that Diddy is in jail right now is because this is wrong.
But you
A
met this
Frico
person over the
is
internet.
not a
They
Rico.
shut down the internet then if they don't want you to fly somebody out from a different state or something.
That was
Wait. Then let's listen to the first
That was
topic.
back page.
Backpage is local, nigga. Backpage started this shit.
Which one of you has or would fly out a woman with the intent to fuck? Let's go here.
Everybody already done it.
Hey, no, not everybody. I have not done this.
But Shorty,
Does Uber count?
but Shorty wanted to fuck too. Shorty wanted to fuck. Shorty wanted to fuck
If
too.
Uber count, I'm with Diddy, man. Lock me up.
No.
Cause we didn't all Uber some pussy to and fro.
My question will be incriminating. My bad. Reverse.
Hey, man.
Getting out of here. Stop answering it. It's incriminating.
My fault, man. Uber. That's all I did. Uber. Flying the bitch out is crazy.
And she knows she wants some sex too.
Hold on.
And y'all have conversations about sex.
Now, is it singular or with multiple people?
What?
I've only done it once.
Oh, it's only federal if you do multiple, huh?
Flying the bitch out.
I've only done it once.
Flying the bitch out is only flying her out if she's like not your bae. You know what I'm saying? If she's just like a DMer, then that's flying her out. I've never done that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta just put
But somebody
context
that
behind
was
that.
here before that moved somewhere else that was like, I want to come back for a little bit, but I got you, come back and let's kick it. And you'll kick it when you hear it.
Which I've been communicating, right?
All that.
Yeah,
All that.
If that's bae, it's not flying her out.
Not flying her out.
Nah, I see. I met mine on Snapchat and was talking to.
That's flying out. No, that is flying out.
Just be real. This was years ago.
That? No, that?
Can't cook none of this shit.
Hey, chat. That's all you gotta say. Context. You gotta say context, chat.
Let us know.
It's like, oh, I found her Instagram and then flying
Yeah,
out.
that's fly out.
Yeah.
If that's bae, it's just bae.
Nah.
This was Bay after she flew out.
It was
Hey man, that's a fly out. That's a fly out.
Wait.
Successful. Yeah. W fly out.
That changes intent. That changes intent though, because his intent was not just for her to fly out and fuck. His intent was to come out, get to know her, start a relationship, which he did.
That.
So intent changes, and intent makes all the difference.
I feel that.
But the intent didn't change, so
W. Just take it. Just take it. You got that credit? Just take that. Just take the W, bro. Yeah, just take the W. Wayne in the chat. What up, 99 Wayne? What's the deal, nigga? What up, 99?
Hey, take the dub, man. That's it. You know. But all of us, and it seems like a lot of us is guilty, even who got flown.
No. him, nigga, not a lot of us.
Hey, we supposed to be boys. Don't say this,
But you just admitted to all the context. My fault. He did not fly out. The bitch from Snapchat. You said it was back in the day, nigga. We Gucci.
It was a dream. I thought it happened.
You might be a freaky nigga, man.
Hey, what if you?
He might be Team Diddy too, Ellie.
No, I'm not Team Diddy, bro.
What if you bust her out?
That's just a cheap boy is doing the same shit, nigga.
What if you Greyhound her?
If she was willing to get on the bus, it's crazy.
You feel me? You feel me? Transportation.
Matter of fact, if she wanted to go on the bus, this was love.
You know, baby. What if it's Greyhound?
Love.
Hey, but Greyhound is just like Uber.
Sex has nothing to do with it.
Greyhound is just like Uber.
Hey, she get on the bus for you. She love you.
She get on the bus for like ATL. Yeah, like bro, she wild. But like Vegas, San Diego.
Hey, but nah, if a female get on the bus from like ATL, Houston to come see you,
Nah, that's wild.
I'm not even gonna pick up when you be here.
If you let your bitch get on the bus from ATL to LA,
Because I know you a crazy bitch.
For example,
you're
if a female
crazy.
gets on a bus to go from
All
LA
that
to
dick.
the Valley, she crazy.
She crazy, but she really loves you
Crazy.
though.
Like, no,
She really loves
she
you,
can
but
take
niggas
the
go
LA
from
Metro all the way to the
Valley to
Valley.
LA. He really love your ass, bitch.
No, we just done
That's
that
some
like
real
high
shit.
school. Like,
I'm about to say we might be crazy because I.
if a nigga drive from LA to Long Beach, he love you. If a nigga get on the freeway to Long Beach, that's love.
Wait. Is that sex trafficking? If she get on a
Nigga
bus
go
for
from
you,
LA to fucking IE, he really love you.
No, that's different. That's more than love.
Hey, Bankhead. So when y'all was getting on the bus to go to Calson,
I did not say
was
that.
that sex trafficking?
No, that ain't
because technically we're being transported to get.
Can we say that on the internet?
They transported to get some dick. Now, I bet you the bitch was transported to get us there until she was at Calson.
When he was at.
She sent me money a couple times.
Exactly. So was that transporting
So,
dick?
yup. Hold on. Were you transported through bus?
He's a victim. He's a victim.
You couldn't even get flown out though. That's crazy. Go ahead. You tell your story.
I took the orange line, the red line, the green line.
Niggas took some missions for some nine. Hey,
We took
I was on all the lines.
hey, niggas are journeymen.
for sure.
Hey, journeymen.
Oh, I remember
Journeyman for
one time I was on the bike. The only thing I was saying,
This man is a victim.
I'm getting some booty. That's all I'm saying when I'm pedaling, nigga. I'm getting some booty. I'm getting some booty.
Hotline for this, man. I'm a victim.
That's what we need a hotline for.
Niggas need a hotline.
Take it further, just like he said. Have any of y'all gone on the bike for some pussy?
Nah, that's because your nuts are foul by the time you get
12
there.
years old.
Your nuts are cooked. Your
I
nuts.
was like 18,
No, your
19,
nuts
I
are
was
cooked.
still- You know, but we was in the same city, though. You know, same city. It wasn't
around the corner.
Nah, man. Nah.
like no fucking like 45-minute wait type. I'm getting this, nigga. Yeah, baby.
No way.
For some pussy.
I've done that.
So you got on there, but you shouldn't have. Wait. Hold on, but no, folks, tell me what you did. Folks, tell me what you did.
Thank you, girl.
I'm an Inglewood man.
Yep.
And I definitely caught the bus to the 40s.
Whoa.
That's like
No, nigga.
No.
dangerous, but it's like that's not.
Nigga,
That's the
we
whole
talking,
point.
but this
That's what
this
You gotta go get shot before you
this
get packed out.
2008.
Let him tell the story. Hold on.
2008, you gonna get shot.
Let him tell the story.
Hey, bro.
It's hot.
It's summertime.
It's
Summer
hot.
school.
It's hot.
Nigga, last day of summer school, I'm like, look, I ain't gonna go to school. I'm gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna pull. I'm gonna bus up. And nigga, I caught that motherfucking bus. I got right off on motherfucking Western in like 40 something. Bro.
Hell no.
I was thirsty, bro. And walk. I had to walk. Nah, I didn't just turn
You had
house
to walk
on
through the
corner, nigga. I
40s.
walked through the 40s. I ain't supposed to be over there, Sean. Come on.
Did you get the pussy?
Like, I didn't do all that tonight.
I'm just making sure. That was dangerous.
Almost died over some pussy.
He got it though.
I pretty much caught the bus because I knew I was.
Mission clear.
Besides snakes, went to a motherfucking, you know, opposite.
It's dark side, bro. I was in the dark side.
know.
See, but you kind of look. You kind of look.
All get like like pop guys, in San Fernando, Pacoima. You feel me? All the Mexicans,
You didn't try to act mixed.
Nah.
You were like, hey, what up?
Nah.
You got the hair. You could just like act it along.
I can't. No, I do. Sometimes they do. They do Spanish. Like I do look like I be Spanish sometimes, but nah.
Hold on. You said what?
No, I said they tried to check a nigga that came to my apartment one time when I stayed over.
Oh, see, she was the pussy that people were risking their lives for. Okay, come on. Tell the story, pussy, that they were risking their lives for.
Can we talk about this at home?
Florence like Bronhurst. So it was like Mauricio, they was deep, Hispanics, all that. And anytime somebody came, it was like
She said anytime.
We're learning so much.
No, I'm talking about like my family members, my
She
cousins.
had multiple dudes risking it for the pussy.
No, don't do that. It was one nigga at the time and family members.
I didn't say at the same time. I meant like, throughout your life.
Over there, they pressing you, but they pressed the wrong ones because my family not with
So
that
who was
shit.
the one who did it? Who was the one who did it? Did he get pressed?
Yo, shout out to Brian.
Did you warn him?
Shout out to my nigga Brian. Nah, I did not
She
warn
said
him.
surprise.
Because I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know it was like that at first. So when he came in, he was like, yo, these niggas at the front trying to press me. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm not worried about it, but nigga, they really tried it.
That's a nigga who carry a gun when you say I'm not worried about it.
Nah, that's back in the day. No guns, it was hands. This shit bigger than you. Shit, about 6, 7, 2, 8.
Did you say 6, 7? Who the fuck were you dating?
Fucking low.
Is he on the NBA now?
Matthew.
Nah, he didn't play no ball.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So he just out
he
here being
played
tall
ball.
for no reason.
You was his
Tall
ball.
as GPS driver.
He played ball for sure. For sure ball.
Definitely had a ball.
2008.
Yeah, he was playing ball in 2008.
I never.
You was playing with his balls, but he played ball. He played ball. That's why he was like, I ain't even worried about it. I ain't even worried about it.
You already were. Anyway.
Yeah, he's good. Sneaks good.
Anyway. So next person on the couch. Did we make any life risking trips?
I never caught the bus to Enemigo Hood or anything like that. But I did drive to Fanny, California.
Oh shit.
Oh, he did a lot. He did a lot of trips. Stop it.
I went to Norwalk, nigga, so I already know.
Wait till I tell our story.
You already know.
Wait. Let him go. So hold on. Tell the story. You tell your story, Spanny.
So it was me and my cousin.
Mind you, you live in LA, right?
I'm in LA.
Okay, cool.
We in LA.
Go ahead. So there's 2 hours.
So we drive to Fanny. And the bad part about it is he got some and I didn't.
Wow.
That's
so I'm sitting in the car.
A trip for nothing.
I'm sitting in the car just like.
Shout out to the best wingman in the world, ladies
That was
and
an
gentlemen.
hour.
Yeah.
If it was nighttime, that was an hour and 45-minute trip minimum.
Honestly, shout out to the fact that you didn't even have to tell this story. You could have actually stuck to the topic and told a story where you went and made a trip for some pussy and you got some pussy, and you still told the one where you didn't get some pussy at the end of the story. Like, yeah, that's brave. Shout out.
80-something miles to just.
He said 80-something miles.
Damn.
Just in the car.
I'd have been steaming. Come on, Sean. We know you can.
Thank
You
him.
look like a nigga that caught 4 buses.
You started it.
Damn.
That's what I get for that Snapchat comment.
He said that's what I get for that Snapchat comment.
I drove to Bakersfield to get some coochie before.
This nigga is
If you driving, it's not
What
really.
the fuck?
One mic bankhead.
Nigga, so much just here. You don't gotta do that.
Tell the story.
Nigga,
Go
you
ahead.
went to Hong Kong, Mexico.
What?
Bakersfield, no, go ahead.
Bakersfield.
You said Hong Kong, Mexico?
It's
Yes.
Alright.
It's in Mexico.
Not Bakersfield. Not Bakersfield.
Let's
Hong
go back to
Kong, Mexico?
Bakersfield.
Hong Kong is the name of the establishment in Tijuana.
Nigga, I said they eyes is tight. I'm
Bro,
thinking.
don't worry about it. You
Oh
still
my
gonna
God.
get that over there. Don't worry about it.
A few of my eyes might be tight.
Trust me. Hey, trust me, bro.
I don't want no Hong Kong,
My
Mexico.
husband, ladies and gentlemen, damn.
All good though.
What did you? You really went to Bakersfield?
Yeah, it was only like
That's
an hour
where
and a half.
tweakers live at. What possession?
It was only an hour and a half when you pushing, you know? It was only an hour and a half.
I forgot you put that.
It's still far, you know? So, but
Hour and a half.
hour and a half, you know, stay till the
The
next
question
morning.
is, would till the morning.
Stay till the next morning. Yeah, I wasn't about to drive an hour and a half, beat it up, and just come
Oh,
back.
you drove. Okay, so at least it was like
Driving
you
is
drove,
not
you
thirsty.
spent the night, and then you came back.
Yeah.
That's a mini vacation. That's a mini
I'm not
vacation.
taking no
You got
bus
some
to Bakersfield for that.
But apparently, he's fucking. That's all he went out for. He fucking.
Did she feed
It's
you?
not a big. It's
Did she beat you?
He's a victim.
Excellent question.
Did she feed you?
No, he was
He's a
19.
victim.
I'm a victim.
He's a
He
victim.
said I'm a victim.
You a victim? She was 29 and you was 19.
Oh, that dick.
Nah.
You got used, my boy. I ain't gonna lie.
I probably did, but I still got some coochie.
You ain't a victim if you wasn't under the age of 18 and you didn't get paid. You're not a victim. That means you just went out there on your own
Bro, you gotta
accord.
go with us. We just victims.
No, my
We gotta
nigga.
out victim them.
No, he went and got some pussy. That wasn't a victim. He chose to do that. That nigga was desperate enough to take that drive. Don't try to sit here and
Stop
big
saying
him up.
desperate. Like,
That was
he's
desperate
not-
to drive Bakersfield.
I'm with you on that.
Bakersfield.
If you're driving, that's not desperate.
Don't just say
Bakersfield.
desperate.
He is a victim.
I still gotta tell my story.
If you're driving, who cares?
It's not far. Hey, man, you know, you got the music playing, you got the weed, you drinking, you good, you warming up to it.
You bought the weed in the drink?
I already had it on me.
She didn't do nothing but lay on her back.
Wow.
I see it. Coochie.
Like,
Did she at least roll a blunt? That's a good one.
We did smoke together for sure.
They trying to play you, Bank. They trying to play you.
No, she had her own weed. She had drink too, but you feel me? I didn't want to drink her tequila because at that time I wasn't a tequila drinker. You feel me? I was still on my motherfucking Jameson and whiskey and all that.
You still on that?
I'm still on that shit though, but I'm just saying I was zero tequila. You know, she was all tequila. I was like, you do you, shorty. I'm gonna just keep this Jameson on me. So yeah. Yeah, but this is what
They
I was
was
like,
young.
They trying to play you, and you keep explaining yourself.
I know. We was
22. No, 22. She should have cooked for
They're
you.
playing
she
you,
should at least
man.
got that Alfredo or something, my nigga.
Man,
Stop,
Look,
Bank.
she was letting you know you weren't worth
Fried
a hamburger helper. Still
I
respect
just
you.
wanted some pussy.
She gave you that pussy. That's
Even if she overcooked it, she should have still cooked for you.
You know how they say that making tacos is actually assembling tacos? She couldn't even do that
Turn
for
your mics
you.
off. Fuck the bullshit.
Turn their mics up is hilarious.
She couldn't do some white people tacos for you. She couldn't just heat up some ground beef.
Hey, but his
casserole.
For real, broccoli cheddar casserole. She said,
PB&J.
try some macaroni and cheese. She could have made you a nice ass soup where she put it into a spread, chopped up some hot dogs in it or something.
He brought her food.
No, let me just be real.
Oh, come on.
I just didn't know my worth back then. Now I know. You feel me? I didn't know my worth.
He said,
I just wanted some pussy. She just wanted some dick.
His expectation was not to be fed when he got to his destination.
Preacher.
He wanted to do what he wanted to do, and if she did, that was a plus.
Nigga, he spent the night.
You a real nigga that corner on this side.
And I'm out 7 in the morning before traffic hit. I'm out.
That nigga was about
Look, look. Pause. So, in the women's perspective, well, we got 3 women over here. Hold on. So, in the women's perspective, if it is some good dick, are we not feeding the dick? Are we not cuddling the dick? Are we not sitting here? Are we not passing out after getting our back blown in by the dick?
I'm just saying,
Tell
I'm
me.
at least feed you. If I don't
Thank
cook,
you very
I'm
much.
at least
So
order
they
a
say you
pizza,
just drop it off.
Wingstop.
That's what they trying to rate my dick right now. My
You
dick
are
game.
Based off your
McDonald's.
hunger. Based off your hunger level.
Based off of a fucking hot cold meal.
Exactly.
We're not gonna say that, but we gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, pour me a shot.
Hey, JB, you on the wrong side, bro.
I'm just translating what the women are saying, bro.
No, I'm just saying, as a woman,
definitely the
and he
translation.
is
That's the
dropping out
translation.
good dick, I'm at least feeding you at bare minimum.
Thank you. Thank you.
Translation.
And if a bitch can't cook, she's gonna make you some damn top ramen and top it up with some sausage or something.
If she think you gonna leave at 3 in the morning, she gonna get up and cook you some type of breakfast or dinner, nigga. That means
That's not true.
I disagree. I've gotten cooked
disagree.
breakfast before, and I damn near cried at that table.
at what time?
And that was my point. He probably
Hey, 9
dodged
o'clock
the
in the
bullet
morning.
because Shorty probably couldn't cook. For my women, I know y'all too.
If she can't
I know
cook, she
y'all can
gotta
cook.
make you some maruchan.
I know y'all can cook, so that'll be a go-to for y'all. Like, yo, that was bomb. Let me go here and fix a play real quick. But Shorty probably couldn't
essential for a pussy mission.
Hold on,
The mission is what?
It's not essential. We're just
It's
saying
not
you did it
essential.
right.
You don't need to
getting
cook
some
for
type
me.
of food
You don't have to
already.
do shit. I'm coming to get one ting.
Bro, if I spend the night, you better
Give me the one ting, wash it, clean it, present
Hey,
it,
watch the
as long as
Think about this. Think about this.
and I'm out of there.
Hold on. Go
Her
ahead.
cooking you.
Go ahead.
Her cooking you food after you fucking is like getting a championship.
She's trying to wipe you up at that point.
One mic.
No,
One mic. Doug, what did he say?
It's like getting
Whose side are you on, nigga?
It's like getting MVP after a championship season.
Keeping it Hong Kong.
That bitch trying to set you up for the. Hey, so what are we?
Set you up for the future.
So what are we? That's what that bitch trying to set you up for.
Okay, so what are we doing then? We just
Exactly.
Bacon, eggs,
This is a dick mission. I don't need food.
that's cool.
I'll eat on the way
How many
home.
rounds are we going?
We smoking.
It depends.
Fucking.
Because I'm saying, if we going rounds, of
If
course.
she-
We'll go till you go to sleep.
If you drove out,
I'll make sure you go to sleep.
It wasn't just about the dick. The dick was
That could be one. That could be a
So if
million.
she
Who
didn't
knows?
cook for you, that means it was not.
Yeah, that dick was not
Yeah,
A1.
It was not.
It was not.
That's crazy.
Look, I feel like when you get some A1 dick, you like want to make it happen.
You're canceled out this conversation.
Did she
We've been married for so long.
Did she?
Well said.
Can't talk about
Good argument. Good point. She's cooked.
cancel that
So
conversation.
why you think I can't tell you? I can tell you.
I didn't even, at 16, I didn't even drive, okay? And I made a 3-hour trip on a Friday from Orange County to Paris before Paris was developed. Mind you, the street he lived on, to the left of it, it was just dirt, okay? And I made that trip.
Backstory, right?
So I can tell you.
How I met my husband.
Thank you. He used to live off Nuevo when Nuevo had nothing but dirt.
Y'all happily married and shit.
Honestly, for about 30 seconds, I thought I was being set up. For about 30 seconds, I was like, I'm about to be trafficked.
Hold on, the niggas that had to travel on a bus to get some pussy and telling us that it was wrong. I'm trying to let y'all know, if y'all was doing what y'all supposed to be doing, y'all be getting some food at the end.
Oh, I get a lot of food.
Before, dinner, and
We talking about when you drove an hour and a half, nigga.
Bro, I'm with him, bro. Y'all married. Y'all cook.
That's true. You driving to Bakersfield, you driving all the way to Bakersfield, you couldn't even get like a little bit of breakfast. Even Vegas is like, yo, if you're here between 12 and 5, you get a breakfast.
I'm with you, bro.
Shout out to y'all.
Blue couch. Team Blue couch.
it was thinking blue couch.
Hold on, baby was so good that I married her. That's why y'all talking about it.
Hey, that's fire, bro. Good job, bro.
Good job.
Hey, that's fire, bro.
20 years old, nigga.
Got that one unicorn.
That's why I married her. Because it's a unicorn.
Hey, good job, bro.
I didn't think about no food. I think about coochie and getting back to the crib. You don't fuck yourself into an appetite.
Bro, how did food even get into the equation? That's not even what we on. I'm not even hungry.
That night when you showed up and you weren't hungry when you left.
But that was my question. That was my question. Are you at least getting Denny's afterwards, nigga? And you
If
said
I'm
yes.
hungry,
He
yes.
said
If
no.
I'm not, I'm
But
not
you said
home.
yes. He said no.
I'm always hungry.
Hold on.
I pulled up around 12
He said I put PM or AM.
a.m.
It's a difference between you asking for Denny's and she asking for Denny's.
Set the scene.
That's booty call.
Put up. You
That's
pull
what I'm
up at
saying. You
12.
don't need no food.
Did you fuck right away?
We smoked, we drank, we listened to music, and we chilled, watched some motherfucking TV, whatever.
Let him tell a story.
breakfast
Let him
is
tell a
straight.
story. What time did you fuck?
Breakfast is a stretch.
I don't remember when we started fucking probably like 2 hours
You
in.
play at breakfast is a
Different.
stretch.
If you fucked at 5 a.m., and she didn't give you no breakfast afterwards, you sucked. But if y'all fucked at like 1 a.m. and she didn't give you no breakfast afterwards, okay, that makes sense. She might have been tired.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
We can get breakfast.
Is that true?
But it's a stretch. I don't
True.
need it.
Lady number 1.
It's not true.
Because ladies
We wasn't even talking about food. We was talking about sex.
At 1 a.m. it's acceptable that you didn't
Where
make
the
him
food
nothing
come
because
into
it's tired,
after
right?
this?
But
Like,
if he fucked you good at around 5 a.m., you're not making him a little bit of breakfast?
Sleep.
Absolutely not.
No? Okay.
Snoring.
So one no, right here.
Absolutely not.
He dick you down at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. You're not making him a little
Why am I
bit of
fucking at 6 a.m.? I'm
I'm gonna make him breakfast because I'm fucking hungry too.
Thank you. And that's, I agree with that. That's true. I agree, because I agree with that. You're gonna want to eat too much shit.
So is it a double standard if the pussy was good enough and he got up?
Hey, hold on, no. The double standard.
In my house? Hold on, you want to make breakfast in my house?
Let me answer this.
Repeat that.
Let me answer this.
Listen, hold on.
Ask the question. Ladies and gentlemen, ask your question again. I'm gonna answer you.
So, flip it. If the pussy was that good and he got up and made breakfast, does that happen all the time?
Hey, you're fucked up.
No,
you're fucked up. You're fucking foul.
Is this a personal situation?
Boom. Let me answer you.
Wait,
No, bro, the way you just flipped that was ridiculous.
Did he flip it? He flipped it? Let me answer you.
Because we get
Hold on, let me answer you. Let me answer you. Hold on. The viewers got the
So
question.
if the nigga don't cook you breakfast, your pussy trash.
Hold on.
Pussy
Hold
trash. You don't get no
No,
fuck.
Hold on.
Got a pussy trash.
Let me ask the nigga that cook for y'all. Hold on.
If the nigga didn't cook y'all,
Wait. And I'm gonna turn the hat around so y'all can see the blue and orange and white. So what happens is when it's that good, you might wake up and get breakfast, but if it's too good, you're not. But what's gonna happen is on the back end, when you make dinner, you gonna add pasta with the shrimp and the motherfucking
married,
steak.
bro.
With the
You're
fucking
married.
The non-married ladies, though, let them know what the coochie makes them do. Hey, one mic. Let them know what the coochie makes them do. Go ahead. Thank you.
We'll get up and cook too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Every time.
All right.
He will every time. So
Thank
don't
you.
So the nigga you talk to in the first time y'all fuck, and you go to his crib, he's gonna wake up.
We're waking up and
And
making
gonna cook breakfast for you.
Bro has definitely woke up to cook breakfast. Like, are you hungry
Yep.
type shit? Yes, okay.
Has this been a
Thank you.
conversation though?
Nah, not at all.
It was just like
It wasn't
random.
like-
He just
Nah,
popped
he
up
just got
like,
up and
or
was
did y'all
like-
say, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna cook some food later?
I mean, of course we smoking as soon as we wake and bake. You know what I'm saying?
so good, I'm gonna cook for you.
Yep.
Why not?
That's what she's saying.
Bro, we get up and cook.
All right, hold on. Next unmarried female.
Hey, you better clean up. You better make them tacos.
But check this
Next
out.
unmarried.
Can
What the fuck is we talking about?
Next unmarried female. Come on, next unmarried female. Let them know, please. Let them know.
Talk to me, Chris.
Chris, let them know.
We got another female.
All right, one
Yep.
mic, one mic.
Unmarried.
Unmarried.
I think y'all trying to act like that doesn't count. So go ahead.
I mean, if a man gets up and cooks for you after that, that's a blessing. We're gonna put it there. Amen. Well said.
Talk about it. All right, well, if he
I
don't
like it.
cook for
I mean,
you.
no pressure though. That was a very respect. No pressure.
But if he don't cook,
Very
for you, that don't mean that your pussy trash. No, it doesn't. Thank you.
It might be.
Hey, blue couch.
But when he
Blue
asks
couch.
for you, has it not gave you that extra like, oh yeah.
But I'm
Yep.
They run the double standard.
They running the double on it.
Listen.
Hold on.
Y'all do it all the time.
You knew you put it on him when he fed you. Tell him.
Yeah, but my thing is that food ain't got nothing to do with it. If you can't come back, he gonna come back. She want us.
Yo, Blue Couch, Chris.
Blue couch.
Blue
He
Couch,
needs to come
Chris.
sit on the blue couch bench. Hey, that's my best friend right there.
Hey, you know what?
Regardless.
She got a good point.
But I'm gonna stick to me.
Now y'all want me on.
I'm assuming with all of that, y'all have it, right? Y'all don't cook, y'all just fuck her and go to sleep. That's no cooking going on here.
We was 22, 23. So
No,
she
no,
might
I'm just
not
saying
even
in
been
general.
trained
So in
to do
general,
that. You
y'all
feel me?
right now it's grown men. Y'all just fucking go to sleep. Y'all not feeding her. Even if she gives you some bomb pussy, you're not feeding her.
How many of y'all know how to barbecue?
If the mission
Barbecue.
if the mission is vagina,
How many of y'all know how to barbecue?
then the mission is vagina.
The mission is vagina.
But normally,
The mission is
hold on.
Vagina. Now, how many of y'all
Hold
know how
on.
to barbecue?
Hold on, wait.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 niggas in here. How many of y'all know how to barbecue?
My father taught me how to barbecue.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 niggas out of 7 that know how to barbecue. We can have this conversation. We good.
He said that. He trying to make sure niggas
Alrighty.
can cook.
Mr. August. Mr. August, have you cooked for some pussy? Has there been some pussy that you were like, you know what? I gotta at least bring this bitch some
Y'all
juice.
crazy.
I don't do nothing extra for no box at
You
all.
didn't even DoorDash from Denny's, nothing?
Not for no pussy.
As a thank you. Like, not even like a
I've done.
As a like, damn.
No.
Thank
For the
you.
pussy, but
I want to make you happy.
not for the pussy, but with the pussy.
pussy and with the pussy is two totally different things. So with the pussy, yes.
Can I get you a drink?
For the pussy, no.
I got shorty some water for sure.
Yeah.
He said some water. Okay, so we going as far as water. Okay.
I'm taking shorties out, you know, and it ain't just because she gave me pussy.
You want some
Oh, so you feel like you did the work. Hold on, that brings up a good point. You feel like you did the work beforehand. So like you fed her, you gave her
JD a different
all
kind of
that
nigga, though.
beforehand. So you feel like after it.
I'm done.
So you feel like after it, you're entitled to just go to sleep.
If I did my job, I need
So
you to give me some water. I'm
hold
not
on.
getting
I don't need nothing from you.
So after you feel like you're entitled to just go to sleep.
I'm gonna say 85% of the time because most of the time when I'm getting it cracking, it's like late.
Open them legs again. It's time to go again. That's what I need.
Pussy? You gotta give me something for some
Niggas
pussy?
trying to we didn't hung out, we didn't drink. If you smoke, you smoke. I don't smoke. So if you smoke, you smoke. We drank. We didn't got full. It's time to fuck. Ain't nothing else to do. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
And if y'all not looking for no food, that means y'all should be. Y'all should be.
So she's never like blown your mind to where you're like, man, you want some water?
Niggas don't move like that.
Some more milk to fall asleep. Like, hey, listen.
Inconsiderate nigga. So
Whoa, hold on, my baby dying. Hold on.
Eat some vegetables, nigga.
There you go. Breathe in, baby, breathe in.
I knew it was coming at some point. You know what I'm saying? I'm parched. So no vegetables, no
glizzy section.
Get me some water. It's just gonna be considered. At least get shorty some water.
So that brings up a good point. If you're getting up and you're tired, you want some water.
These niggas ain't considerate niggas. You talk.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hold on. We gave you your answer first.
I just wanted to stir the pot a little bit.
Yep.
I just wanted to stir the pot a little bit.
You know what you here for. Ain't no gimmicks, ain't no none of that.
No, facts.
I'm here to get
see?
Go home after that.
She not dating, she
I gotta
fucking.
point some out bacon.
She said fuck it.
I gotta point some out.
That's what it is.
The soul plane.
What if you dating
If you
him
gonna take
though?
the time out to watch TV,
That's what that meal is for. That meal is to prep for the date.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Are we on a booty mission or a love mission?
What it comes down to though is honestly, it comes down to like how much you worry about the person. So after you fuck, are you actually sitting here being like, damn,
Nah,
like
see, that's too
you
romantic.
did such a great job. You did such a great job that you know what? I just want to make sure that you're good because you did a great job, and then we can both go to bed great.
Nah, man, nah.
Chris, thank you.
And I'm gonna jump in there and I'm gonna be 100.
And if you really good, I might take you home. I might take you home.
It's on Chris, hold on.
I don't want you to be confused about nothing. I don't want you to have any intent afterwards. I don't want you thinking anything after that. If I'm here to get the dick, I'm here to get the dick and I'm out. I'm not
Even if
taking
you're
you out.
dating?
What sound effects you got? You got the claps?
Because that could be
You're not dating.
No, if I'm dating somebody,
Yeah.
then it could be a back and forth.
That's what I'm saying.
See, that meal is a
So one
setup.
day you get in the water, the next day he gets you the water.
You said my nigga sneak up with the meal.
I think the meals, that meal is mixed.
You got that meal.
Emotion, mixed feelings.
You got that package.
And I'm not trying to be mean. Oh, I care about you.
Yeah, he got that package. He
They
cooked.
care about me. They're feeding me. They want to make sure I'm okay. That shit you be taking the wrong way over there.
It could be, so you're saying it could be used as a manipulation.
One mic. One mic.
Yeah.
One mic.
Hold on, I'm gonna let y'all know
He got that meal.
I'm gonna let y'all know something.
Hey, what was it? What was the meal? What was the good dick meal?
What did you think of Melly?
My point is, it's supposed to be a defense mechanism. Because most of the time, this is the answer to let y'all know, like, nigga, I was coming to get some dick, and I was feeling you, so that's why I told you to come over. But once you came over, you gave me the dick, nigga, I need this dick some more, so I'm gonna cook for you.
Bro, we know.
Hold on.
That was the meal. What was the meal? What was the meal, bro?
The meal was the package included.
The package, no, it definitely was a package.
It was
But we trying to know what was the meal.
What was the meal? What was the meal you cooked?
The meal was the grilled chicken with the motherfucking the lime and cilantro rice.
Oh, you went out crazy. You gotta at least get 6 courses.
Hold on,
That nigga said he got grilled chicken and rice. Is crazy.
Hold on. So I'm gonna let you
Out the game?
I'm gonna let you know this.
It's a package.
My wife and I been tapped in since we were 16 years old. So Chipotle, this motherfucking cilantro, lime, and rice with the grilled chicken was the number one thing at that time.
Took me out the street.
So she locked me in with
She
that.
worked at
Come on. So I'm like,
Hey, you want to make it sweeter? Hold on. So
You gave
I
him
worked at
Chipotle
while he was
meal?
locked up.
Hey.
So I was taking my breaks at Chipotle to sit here and taste the coffee for free.
bring him food.
Hey, that's love. That's love right there. That's so much love. She went on her lunch break and talked to him.
I love it though.
Did he have a cell phone?
Hey, 14 years strong though.
Intermittently.
we
At times, yeah.
we about to celebrate 10 years married. 10 years married, July 16th. So we got a couple more weeks. July 16th, 10 years married, 14 years together.
Hey, shout out to August Festival.
All right, I got a question. All right, question. Would y'all recommend marriage?
Yes.
Yeah.
When it comes down to you expanding your name, when you come down to actually having a family, where you can look back on to pass something down onto, not just your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad, your grandma, but when it comes to something of your own, when you talk about building a household and it's not just you and it's empty, but we talk about a family, yes, I recommend marriage because there's nothing like you and your child having the same name as the mother of your child. There's no reason why your child should be like, how come my name is your name, but mom's name is not the same? I recommend marriage.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm with that.
I respect that.
That was well said. Beautiful.
I'll probably need about 5 more years, but I'm with it.
However many years you need it, because marriage is not something that you just jump into and it's over. It's a job. You gotta make sure that you take care of it like it's a garden. Make sure you feed it. Make sure you nourish it. Make sure you put the right amount of light on it. Make sure you put the right amount of water into it.
Facts.
And make sure that the shit grow and flourish.
I think we got very blessed. We jumped into this shit early.
We did.
We were 23. We were 23 when we got married, right? 24? 23, 24?
We got-
23, right, because my birthday's right after. Yeah, I was 23. Yeah.
We got
They ain't trying to talk about me because I didn't get no fucking meal. That's
Huh?
crazy.
Chicken and rice is crazy.
You don't get a conversation because you don't got
No, it wasn't about the meal.
10:30 is cool, bro.
It wasn't about the meal. It's the package.
Honestly, though, I'm not gonna lie to you, Bankhead. You drove all the fuck to Bakersfield.
For some pussy.
Hold on. You arrived.
That's ass.
You interacted with her. You talked to her. You listened to her.
Hey,
If I know correctly, only a big booty young lady would make you drive that far. She had ass on.
So it's like, why is breakfast?
Only a, I already know. I only know.
She could at least be like, hey, you got a long drive. At the very least, hey, I know you got a long drive. You want some coffee? You about to drive for another 2 hours before you go home. You want some coffee? Something.
Right.
She was like, fuck you, fall asleep before you go home. I don't care.
Shout out Joyce. Shout out.
Them niggas just wanted the pussy. They like, nigga, we never wanted nothing in return. We just wanted the pussy. We don't want no coffee. We don't want no gas money.
They had that 5-hour energy on deck already, that full tank. They were ready for a turnaround trip.
Man, I'ma just say it's certain caliber of females. That's just what it is. There are caliber of females that's gonna give you that home vibe, even if you didn't ask for it. And it's them young ladies that just don't care and just want the dick. And all right, see you later. And you might not even hit her up again. So it's all about what we in the mood for, actually.
Hey, yo.
This is real shit.
Hey, you like Kobe versus Toronto? You going for 81 right now, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, that's real. Hey, and she probably wasn't, like I said, she probably wasn't raised or trained yet to even do that for a man. You feel me? And at that time, I wasn't even thinking about, I need to go get some motherfucking food after I have some pussy.
I feel like, exactly. Thank you. Say that again. Say that again.
Could have made the nigga some noodles.
Thank you.
I mean, goddamn.
Hey, but
She don't know how to cook. She don't know how to cook. She gonna offer you a cup of noodles. She made her cup of noodles.
Y'all hearing game from a female, y'all still said nah.
For real.
Nah, that's not what it was.
She said, hold on. Let him know. Let him know. Hold on. All of this is just food assembly. One mic. Julie's about to let you know about food assembly.
Nah, it's just like you can hook up small shit you already got. You know what I'm saying? Boil an egg real quick.
You get rid of the bologna pudding.
And the noodles.
There you go.
Her favorite food might have been tuna. Boil up an egg and throw it in the tuna for you.
Yeah. There you go.
Hell no, I don't like that shit.
Even if you don't like it,
she made some ramen for you.
That's better than nothing. That's better than nothing.
No, you ungrateful.
For
I'm
real.
not ungrateful. I
You
got the
even
coochie.
care about
I
eating
Grateful ass.
I didn't even think about the food. I wasn't even worried about food. We didn't even talk about food. So I'm not even worried about
He said, you gonna offer me something, offer me wagyu.
You mad at
Hey, Joyce just had the buns for him to hit. Miss Shirley had the 4-course meal that he was coming to back in the city. Listen, it's calibers.
So he wasn't
It's
worried about my meal.
He was not worried about your meal because he knew Miss Shirley had the fried pork chops with the cabbage cornbread.
My number not even saved?
At 22, he should have been
My number not even saved?
Not even. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a chirp.
Oh, shit.
Your chirp wasn't even saved.
Hey, where you at? What the fuck?
At 22, you better not have no Miss Shirley in your fucking contacts.
Oh,
What? We had Miss Shirley since like 13. Miss Shirley been had ass.
Everybody in here is a victim.
Talk about it.
Everybody in here is a
Y'all some
victim.
freaky niggas.
Everyone on the blue couch is a victim.
Victim. This nigga just said we some freaky niggas, and he understood the difference between the calibers of Hong Kong. He said it's a strip club, a whorehouse, and something else. I don't know what the fuck. Nigga, what? And this is in Mexico. What?
What I am?
He called us freaky. He called us freaky.
I love this what I am over there.
It's a reflection of yourself. Got it. I'm out of this.
Hey, I love episode 9, man. I love that shit. Before we get out of here, though, Sean August, talk about August Festival one last time.
Yes.
Who's coming? Who's in there? What's happening? Where you get the tickets?
What's your name, bro? What's your name? Rashid, right?
Yeah.
All right. You be doing the clips and shit?
Didn't you work with Johnny?
You be doing the clips?
Nah, the editing.
All right. Clip this, please.
Oh, we got you.
All right. August 23rd. August Fest right here in Los Angeles. 30 artists, 30 vendors, all ages. We have a back to school giveaway. We got activation and boosts for children. All right. Bring the whole family, your grandma, your grandpa. We are not kidding when we say that. All right. We're not genre specific. We have all kind of genres, all races, and it is something to uplift the independent artists and the entrepreneurs. So please, when you come to August Fest, be sure you're coming to discover your new favorite artist and your new favorite brand, your new favorite food. You're coming with that mind. Make sure you got the money in the pocket ready to spend with the vendors. Make sure you come with the hands ready to clap, ready to dance along with all the great music that has been hand chosen by yours truly. Shout out to Ray Golden. Shout out to Miss Jewel. Shout out to Miss Chris. And we together are August Fest, August 23rd. AugustFest.com. Go get your tickets right now. Straight out the trunk. Thank you so much for having our crazy asses in here, man.
All right, now y'all, hey, blue couch over here, nigga.
Blue couch, nigga. Blue couch.
Hold on. If y'all did not know, August 23rd is the end of Leos and the beginning of what? Libras?
We're not worried about all that.
So we just want y'all to know. If y'all did not know what the 23rd was, that is the 22nd is the last day of Leos, and then it inserts the next people. I don't know what the fuck the group of people is after that, but the 23rd is them. So exactly, 23rd August. Make sure y'all pull up, pop out. This is gonna be on the third Street and what? Third Ave and what?
74th.
3rd Ave and 74th.
You can buy
in
tickets
Los
online
Angeles,
and
west
at the
side of
door.
South Central.
You can buy tickets online and at the door.
Get the guys.
Don't regret it. Don't regret it.
Don't regret it.
Get the VIP tickets, all right? Please.
What do the VIP tickets come with?
They come with close to the stage access. You also get your own bar. You get access to all the artists walking around. We don't get not the all access, but it really gets you closer to the stage because there's so many people and you're behind the people. You want to get the VIP so you get close to the stage. It's lounges in that area. Again, you get your own bar. You get access to us. You get to see your favorite artists up close. Please get the VIP because we done got some complaints. Hey, GA, we should have got VIP. We want to save people from FOMO, from getting the VIP. Get the VIP. Tables are very limited. I think we got maybe 2 left, 3 left. Outside of that, thank everybody that has been buying tickets, that has been coming to the audition, submitting your music. If you've been involved in anything August Fest, the fashion show, making the flyers, any kind of way, thank you so much from our heart, God's heart. We love you so much.
August Fest. Hey, Str8 Trunk Radio. Hey, Taste the Beats going down July 26th at LV Studios. Producers making the beat. less than 15 minutes. Make sure you pull up. We got drinks, wings, artists, producers, networking, connections, collaborations. So pull up July 26th. Taste the Beats, LV Studio, Str8 Trunk Radio. But hey, where they follow y'all at, Sneaks Ellie?
We're gonna make sure that they follow us at August Fest, August 23rd, so they can also make sure that they see the Taste the Beats on that stage featuring you and JB. Str8 Trunk Radio, JB, August Fest, August 23rd. Make sure y'all see that. We will be outside 3rd Ave, 74th Street. Pull up. Get your ticket at the door. If you don't get at the ticket at the door, make sure you get it online early, ahead of time, before everybody else, and it's sold out. Also, you can follow me, BTW_entertainment, or you can follow me at BTW Sneaks.
And you can find me at JustElig, that's JUSTELIG, on all platforms.
You can find me chocolate_baby08 IG. Jules.
Flyer out. Chocolate.
You can find me Swiss Miss Chris on Instagram. Again, Swiss Miss Chris.
Swiss.
Yeah, that's Snapchat, Jay.
Chris. No, I ain't gonna Snapchat. You can find me on on Instagram, Surf Club JB_. That's Surf Club K with a K. JBJYB_. Hey, real quick too. Rest in peace, my nigga China from Canva, China, man.
Yes.
I love her, man. She was one of my first supporters when I first started this shit.
That's fire.
For real, man. I don't know if y'all call it, shout her out or nothing, but that was my dog, man. So I'm gonna say that real quick before I get up out of here.
That's crazy.
I did shout her out on the page, but we did not shout her out here on the live on the show. But yes, shout out Canva China. We lost a legend in this rap game, especially for the female rappers out here in LA. They been putting on since Pink Dollars. So if y'all don't know what Pink Dollar is, go YouTube him, and you'll see the start of this female West Coast rap shit when it started back in the Jerk era with Pink Dollars and Canva China. So rest in peace. Prayers up to that family. That's what sad.
That's wild.
You know, so young. Red Eye, where they follow you?
You can follow me on all platforms at SBRE_MF. You can follow me on Twitch at Shot by Red Eye. My YouTube at Red Eye TV. Check it out. I'm about to be live video gaming soon. So check out my skills while I drop niggas in Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, that's for a cause, right? For unaliving, right?
Yes, unaliving prevention.
He's taking all donations. Make sure you follow him. All those unaliving preventions. If you are someone in your family, someone that you just don't want to have that habit or have that happen to them, whatever it is, make sure y'all tune in. This gaming channel that he will be doing all month is based upon that, making sure that we find some cheer in life instead of going to find some unaliving. So make sure y'all follow SBRE_MF.
Yeah, and check on your friends, man. Check on your friends. Yeah. They may say they good, but some people they lie because they feel like they're being a burden. Your friend is never a burden to you. Like, you gotta make sure your mental health is in check. Like, you gotta just check on your friends. Call them, tell them you love them. Like, go out with them, have fun, do something that makes you laugh. I picked video games because video games makes me happy. Very great release of tension. When I lost my dad, I just turned straight to that because that's what we had when my grandmother died. He bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and we just had fun playing with that. So I just turned to that when my mental health is low. So, you know, find your outlet.
That number again is 988 if y'all want that unaliving prevention number right there. Did y'all shout y'all social medias out yet?
Nah. You can find me at The Real Ramon Golden on Instagram.
Hey, find me at August Fest. Alright? @ August with an E Fest, bro. Yeah. Please pull up, man. We're gonna give y'all the show y'all been waiting for, LA.
Hey, it's your boy Bankhead the name, Str8 Trunk Radio. Follow us, SODTR_. Make sure you follow me personally, Bankhead_the name. Subscribe, like, share, Str8 Trunk TV on YouTube. Shout out Rasheed behind the boards and all that. Shout out everybody here, episode 9. See y'all next week for episode 10. Rise up, grind up, bless up, pray for somebody other than yourself. We out.